Hey guys, good morning. This is kind of like an emergency broadcast. Well, not really much of an emergency broadcast, but it's a broadcast nevertheless. Yeah, today's a little bit different right now. Because we are broadcasting live right now to a bunch of people out there. Um, well, Keith had kind of like bounces on me like last night, middle of last night, probably about maybe, I don't know, 11 o'clock my time, um, right at night. And he's like, oh, I got some stuff for you to post. I'm like, right before, frick, right before like Chinese New Year. And he's like, oh, Happy New Year. I'm like, hey, Happy New Year to you too, dude. Hey, how's it going? It's like, oh, I got some stuff for you to post. I'm like, really? Okay. It's like 11 o'clock at night. He's like, oh, okay. Um, but here, go ahead to post this. And usually what I tell Keith, it's like, okay, can you like, because China, they're a day ahead, blah blah blah, and I'm like, can you delay this on your end at least a day so you can give me like a chance to set up, because it's like nighttime here and I only got my phone and my computer is at the shop. So he's like, well, I'm gonna post this today on my end. And I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, fine. First of all, I want to say hey to everybody that showed up so far in the chat. Sci-Fi Mommy, how's it going? Good morning, Comic Relief Crusader. How's it going, Sci-Fi Mommy? Nice to see you. And we got a new guy here, Josh Gullickson. This guy looks cool. I am cool, or at least I try to fake it. So, hey, Josh, how's it going? I hope you like and subscribe and all that. And we got the stunning and brave Megatron leaking lubricant. Yes. Hopefully you're not. Hopefully you got one of those adult diapers to prevent that from happening. So anyway, this came like late at night, and as most of you guys here are here for MX-47 Ron from X-TRANSBOTS. And that's the pictures that we're going to be showing today. So let me know if you're coming from TFW 2005, or if you got this off the X-TRANSBOTS page directly, or on the Facebook page X-TRANSBOTS Collectors, or Transformers Masterpiece Addicts. I kind of posted this all around the place. Because I help out Keith over at X-TRANSBOTS and KFC with a bunch of stuff. And hey, we got Unicron's left nut. Oh my god, I love it. I'm so happy this guy doesn't have stabilization flippers on his feet. Looks great. Yeah, so far so good. Let's see, Stunning and Brave Megatron. I saw it on Show Z Store. Yeah. Well, I mean, it should be up, pretty soon for pre-order. Let's see. And Michael Maloney, I hope I pronounced that right. You saw this on the Facebook page. Okay, super. Great. So I just want to say today, and I'm going to go live on camera, and you got to excuse me if I look really haggard, because it's like 10 o'clock my time. Anyway, finally got my X-TRANSBOTS long haul, or big load. So, and you know what? If you guys haven't gotten this yet, the plastics look, they feel really good. Like, I can't stop playing with this guy. And some of you guys out there might know that, I do some of the Pantone color matching to try to get it as tune accurate as possible. And damn, I did a really good job on this, on the colors. I'm like so impressed. I can't wait for the rest of them to come out. So, so if you haven't gotten your X-TRANSBOTS big load, yeah, go ahead and get him. It's a really good figure. I'm quite impressed with this. So anyway, that being said, let's see, who else do we got here? We got Super Pegaso. Is it parts forming? Which I'm assuming you're talking about Ironhide. And we got Gap After Dark. Hey, Gap After Dark, how's it going? Yes, you saw it on Show Z Store. Let's see, X-TRANSBOTS. I meant XTB Ironhide looks cool. I'm sure you do too. No, I don't look cool whatsoever, though. Thanks for the call out. Hey, not a problem. That's what I do on this channel. So, anyway, yeah, Big Load is actually great. It is, yeah. Now, some of you guys might know me. I did the box artwork for Dr. Egg. I hate it when I'm on camera because everything is like reversed. Dr. Egg, and then the prosecutor, Le Poop. It's kind of a funny story on that. Did the pen colors for the figures and all that kind of stuff. And if you look in the back of the instructions, yes, it is actually me because it has my company logo on there, which is the same on my business card. So there you go, proof. I got the receipts. So what am I trying to say now? Anyway. So there's a lot of big stuff that's going on at X-TRANSBOTS. Some things I can reveal, some things I can't. So I want to use this not only to show you all of the pictures that's going on with MX-47 Ron, aka Ironhide, and I want to also show some of the stuff that I showed Keith, because whenever Keith is like, hey, I'm planning on doing this bot, here are, can you do a little bit of research for like, gimmicky gadgets and all that kind of stuff. So who else have we got showing up in the chat so far? Oh, thank God. This is about Transformer toys. I was worried we were talking about gender confused men. No, not quite. And Anton, hey dude, what's up, man? Nice to see you here. Protectobots, yeah. Keith was trying to get first aid out before Chinese New Year, but there was a little bit of a delay, but it should be coming soon. So, and thank you, Gap. Yeah, hit that like button. We got 24 people in here. Thank you very much. Okay, super. All right. So when I get into this, okay, I'm going to bring up some of the pictures because I want to give you guys a little bit of the background of what I try to do for Keith, for you guys, you fans out there, okay? So when Keith asks me to do a little bit of research on there, and oh, hey, Christian Delorme, how's it going, man? Okay. Keith generally asks me, hey, can you look up all the gadgets that certain characters use? And bonjour to you, Christian. Nice to see you here. Okay. Any news on Abaddon? I will be answering those questions like pretty soon. So first, we're going to be doing Ironhide, and then we're going to be doing the whole questions and answers Mantis Fist. So don't worry, I will be answering questions, and I also want to bring questions to Keith for you guys, okay? Because I want to make this about you guys, the fans out there, the collectors out there. And for all of you that have enjoyed this series for like, years and years and years, because the way I see it, I'm a fan just like you guys. And when it comes to figure collecting, I wanted to try to be as cartoon accurate as possible, because that's why we collect them, right? And that's what I tried to do, like with the box art and with the color matching, like for the Quintessons, for example. Okay. So here, generally, he asks me, like I said before, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, to go through all the gadgets. Okay. So when I look them up, I go through every episode. So for example, Ironhide with his little drill arm. So I showed him this, and these are all screen captures that I used from the cartoon just to show him all the gadgets. And I tried to get different perspectives, so when he does model these gadgets, they're as close or accurate to the cartoon as possible. So this was one, the drill arm. And of course, in I believe the second episode or third episode, when they're flying high way up in the sky, he has this rocket launcher thing that pops out of his back. So I included that. It's kind of funny how they managed to get all those gimmicky gadgets in there, considering. So there was that. And of course, I get different perspective shots on it. So at least they can try to model it as close as possible. So, there's another angle. So hopefully the dude that models all of this, does the 3D models for this, which goes to the dies and all that kind of stuff, can try to model them as close as possible. So there was that. Let's see. Then there was the this other cannon that Ironhide has, and you try to get as many shots between frames, and sometimes it is not easy, right? So that was another one, the whole canon thing. And and hello, Crink, God, some of these names, I'm telling you, Crinkle, Crinicle, oh God, you. What time did this start? Oh, I started about maybe 10 minutes ago. So don't worry, you're right at the beginning. Don't worry about it. So you're all good. Yeah, so there was this cannon that he used in one of the episodes. Then I tried to get some close-up shots, right? Because some of the things are in the little details here and there. So this is like right below his chest, the little control panel that's in there when Ratchet was operating on him, when he kind of turned off his voice, so to speak. And then there was the concrete machine that was in what was it, Megatron's master plan, I believe it was. This concrete machine. So there was that. I included that as the screenshot. His little electro finger thingy. When all the people on Earth were captured and they were sent to the sun. So I thought, that's a little interesting something, right? I mean, hey, who wouldn't want like little zappy electrical bolts coming out of Ironhide's fingers, right? Then of course the nitro, or not nitroglycerin, but the freezing stuff. God, I'm drawing a blank right now. So there was that I included, and I thought, well, I mean, hey, Ironhide has like plenty of powers, and why not just include as much as possible? Then of course I think that was like the glue thingamajigger, that was included in that. Let's see. And of course, the other one with that glue stuff, when he glued Shockwave and a bunch of other Decepticons to the floor when they went on Cybertron, I believe when Optimus got captured, and they found female Autobots. So there was that. Then there was the episode where he had this pulley mechanism with when Megatron was taking over New York, turning it into a new Cybertron, right? So there was like a grappling hook that was along with that. So I showed him that. The American animation, I'm telling you. Sorry, but I just like the Japanese animation more. Let's see. Then there was another one. Now, it tried to, I don't know if they tried to animate it so it was on his arm, but it looks more like on his back, right? Like another freezing cannon thing. So I included that. And again, you try to get as many pictures in between frames as possible. Then of course there was this that was in his vehicle mode, where they were making like trying to divert the river. Then there was the backpack, of the other freezing beam, whatever you want to call it, with that. Right. Nitrogen. So, and again, I try to get as many perspective shots. So if they do use all of this liquid nitrogen, yeah, thank you, Anton. So for me, it's like still early in the morning, and occasionally I still like draw a blank. I need more coffee. So, and hey, EpiH, hello. I might not be able to stay to the end, but looking at the latest renders, I have the following feedback for Keith. Okay, yeah, cool. Hey, not a problem. Let's see. Stunning and Brave Megatron. Speaking of fembots, tell Keith to get back to Alita 1. They teased back in 2018. Yes, I will. Most definitely. Let's see. One, the gapping in the chest front is a little jarring. Okay. And as are the front window seams. We may be too late, but it's an area where Takara Tommy MP looks superior at this moment. Okay, I will definitely get this back to him. All right. So there's the nitroglycerin, like there was a bar where he was battling Starscream on the oil rig. And then there was the seismic detector, which I included on top of that. And of course, the the tremors that he was displaying on his chest, and of course the surfboards. And when Ratchet was patching him up, some parts of him were damaged, so I wanted to kind of include that, because he gets damaged a lot, and Ratchet has to fix him up. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's include this kind of thing. So, and I tried to kind of point this out that it's on the side of his chest panel. And and I was hoping that maybe if Keith included that maybe it could be removable, because it would be, well, it would be kind of fun, right? So, and that's pretty much everything there. All right. So just to let you guys know. So I try to include as much as possible for you guys, the fans out there, because like I said before, I'm one too. So I think that thing inside his van was a nod to the toy. Well, that's true. I reckon they saw the toy being nothing like it and tried to at least acknowledge it. That's true. But with engineering the way it is nowadays, I'm hoping that they can try to include as much as possible, right? At PH, Ironhide is supposed to be old and grizzled. That's right. His current face sculpt is too light and not lined. He looks like his 30-something younger version. He's young at heart, but he's old in gears. So I'll take that back to him too. I suggest a slight gray tint and some aging. Okay, not a problem. And hey, Kalua Zoldyek. I hope I pronounced that right. I didn't attend the start, so sorry if the question is redundant, but are you going to provide a lot of face with this figure? Yes, because I'm going to go through the pictures in a moment here. So, and if you're new here, hey, hit the like button, subscribe, because I hope to come out with more news with X-TRANSBOTS. So, this just isn't about, comics and movies and video games and all that kind of stuff. But, working with Keith, I tried to get as much news out on this channel, and try to be the first to report it to you guys. So, yeah, hey, please leave a like and subscribe. Only trying to help you guys out. We have Denez Arda Gur. Ironhide looks good, but he needs to upgrade, make the upper chest, make one solid windshield. Okay, cool. I will bring that back to him. Yes, he looks absolutely beautiful. Thank you, 2007 Super Sport. Greatly appreciated. Trying to catch up. Finally, there was a concern in the fandom with XCB generally that there are a lot of sculpts and renders out, but with not a very concrete schedule for what's coming out and when. I'll get to that question hopefully in a moment soon. So are we discussing other XCB releases too? Yes. So click. Oh God, you. If so, why on earth is that little square? Yeah, everybody's talking about the little square. So we'll get to all the questions and about the release and all that kind of stuff. So okay. Anton, hold on a second, dude. I'm trying to get to all of that. Okay. So, Josh Gillickson, the vertical lines on the clear windshield are a bit of an eyesore. That transparent plastic is difficult for some reasons, though. Hopefully, Keith can figure it out to make it less visible. Okay. All right. Now, all right. So, we'll get to the Ron official images. Okay. So, I'm going to bring these up here. And so, we'll go over Ron first. All right. And then we'll do all the questions after that. And I'll try to go back in the chat to try to answer all those questions the best that I can. Okay. Just to let you guys know. All right. So, all right. This is MX-47 Ron. Okay. Reason why Ron, Ron. I seen that joke out there on some of the Facebook in 2005, TFW 2005 pages. And so it's Ron Hyde, right? So that's why he went with it. Okay, so here we got Ironhide. All right. So, and for some reason, I'm kind of liking this a little bit better than the Takara Tommy release. Now, I had the Takara Tommy release a couple years ago. I had to sell it. Unfortunately, there was like a little bit of rough times going on, so I had to sell some of my figures, right? And I didn't mind the Takara Tomy release. This one looks a little, for some odd reason, it looks a little bit beefier. Okay. Super Pegaso. I hope fans toys counterattack soon. Yeah, but and I like that Samurai Pizza Cat's avatar. But that might be until 2030 or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so here we go. So Ron, but for some odd reason, I find that this looks a little bit beefier for some reason. And maybe it's the legs or something, because I know the Takara Tomy one, the legs looked a little thinner, just a touch thinner. And this one looks a bit more thicker. And I'm thinking I'm liking this a little bit more than the Takara Tomy release. I don't know why, but there's something about it. So now, as I showed you before, with all the gimmicky gadgets and whatnot that that I showed you, that I try to present to Keith. Okay, hey, Killer Rabbit from Space, how's it going, man? Nice to see you here on this beautiful Saturday morning. And hey, we got Jason Bang. I am sold. Good. I'm glad you're sold. And Jay Girder, yeah, the lower half looks weird to me. Which lower half? Are you talking about the waist or are you talking about the legs? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, here, yeah. So you got that little nod off to the cartoon with the seismic tremors that were showing, like I showed you before, because I try to get all the information to Keith as much as possible. So I don't know if this is a replacement chest. I don't think so. I think it might be some sort of paper insert or a cardboard insert. I'm not entirely sure. I tried to get Keith to send me an email before he went off for Chinese New Year, which is going on now, with all the details as much as he could. And unfortunately, he didn't get it to me in time. So there's a little bit of a close-up. Now, I can see where some people are saying, okay, his face does look a little bit young, right? And I kind of can see that in some way. So hopefully, if this is still in the prototype phase, then I will see if Keith can maybe do a little something extra to the face, because you can see a little bit of chipping here by his right eye, and underneath or right up above the bridge of the nose, there seems to be a little bit of a thing going on there. So I'm not sure if this is just solely a prototype done in colors or whatnot. But he kind of jumped this on me. And also, he's asking, well, actually, I'm going to leave that a little bit as a surprise for later, after Ron, okay? Because I want to get fan feedback on this, okay? So, yeah, there he is again. I'm liking it because he looks a little bit more beefier than the Takara Tomy version, you know, especially in the upper leg area where it just looked a little bit thin to me. I mean, it didn't look bad, don't get me wrong. For the most part, I do like the Takara Tomy models that they use. This one just looks a little bit more stronger. So, Transbots, yeah, X-TRANSBOTS, third-party Transformers creations, you could say. So, if you're not familiar with third-party figures and whatnot, Killer Rabbit. So, Unicron's left nut. His waist and legs look as good as you can get. The only real area of criticism for me is the breakup on the chest. Yeah, because it looks like the sides kind of fold in a little bit to kind of get that roundness. So I will send that feedback to him. Actually, I'm going to be sending him the video. So all the questions that I can pop up on here, he will see them. Okay. Josh says, why do some folks on chat have a blue name with a wrench icon? Sorry for the unrelated question. Oh, well, that's easy. Because on this channel, seeing how I am now monetized and whatnot, well, sometimes there are bots in the channel, and on many channels. So I got administrators, moderators to kind of prevent that kind of stuff from happening. Or if anybody has any shenanigans that they're trying to cause, well, then they get booted out. And that's why I got admins on this YouTube channel. So now you know. Sending a brave Megatron. I like that his torso is flatter. The Takara made it look like he had a beer belly. Yeah, I remember when people were talking about that. Oh my God, I'm glad that you brought that up. Clink. Dude, I'm trying to pronounce your name. Are the hip skirt flats? Are the hip skirts flats or integrated into the leg? Oh, clinical. Okay, clinical. Jeez. Thank you. Now that you clear that up. Okay, clinical. I think they might be hip skirts. I'll zoom into that here in a second. Nickerson Prime looks good. I don't know if it's good enough to replace my Takara Tommy Ironhide, though. Okay, well, fair enough. Michael Melanie, this figure looks great. Age the face and hair and give home some great articulation, and you got my money twice. Ironhide and Ratchet. Yes, because obviously he is going to be doing a Ratchet, and I will get into that a little bit later. So let's take a look at the hip skirts. It looks like it's one, sorry the pun, but one piece on the sides, except for the front. So we'll go through that, I believe, in the advancement of the pictures. So here you got obviously a more straight on angle. I mean, other than that, it's starting to look good. There you got a little bit of a side piece. So nothing as of yet, but it looks like there might be enough clearance. So as Bobby Skullface says, to do the full Van Damme, so to speak. And then this piece right here, it looks like it's folded out, but it tucks in. So there might be a little bit of finagling going on in this area right here. So it's kind of hard. But from the waist area right here, it's looking like he's going to be able to do some ab crunches right here, from what I can see. So there you go with that. Let's see. Okay, so we saw that. You're looking awfully stern here. What are you looking at? I mean, other than that, it's not a bad face sculpt. I mean, yeah, I know it looks a little bit young, but not too shabby. So let's see. Gap After Dark Comic Relief channel also has memberships. Tell us about it, Mike. Okay. Well, yes, as you know, if you're new here, I got several memberships, and hey, because humor is more my game, I got 3 different tiers. So the first one is for $2.99 Canadian a month, the Be Gentle. So you get little badges and little emojis. Working on the Transformers emojis. So currently right now I got Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Starscream, and member only live chats. And then the other one I got for $4.99 Canadian. So you Americans are getting a good deal. We got Ease It In Slowly. So you get early access to new videos, member shoutouts, exclusive member only streams, and member only live streams. And then you got the big one, the All In for the Win at $14.99 Canadian. So we just connect on social media, and of course, as some of you might know, I do those scale charts that I've shipped all around the world and to third-party companies like, well, besides X-TRANSBOTS, I've sent them over to Fans Toys. I've sent them over to Toy World when Toy World was still a thing. Sent them over to Fans Hobby, like a lot of them that I've helped them out with the scale charts. So you get a choice between a poster or a Comic Relief Crusader t-shirt, which I will mail out to you directly. And of course, you get the other perks as well. So member only live chats and early access to new videos. And so I'm working on new stuff as this channel grows as well. So there you go. all about the good stuff on the memberships. So, Stunning and Brave Megatron, X-TRANSBOTS should take their Apollyon and Ratchet and mesh their molds together to create the Marvel Comics monstrosity. Oh my god, yes. Or you could just do it homemade. Why not? Do it yourself. My God. No, I wouldn't recommend that. Let's leave it up to Keith to do that. Killer Rabbit from space. This figure looks decent for a no-name brand Transformer. Actually, they've been around for a long time, Killer Rabbit. A long time. Over 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. At PH. Final note, and then I have to leave. QC has been better for the last couple of releases. This needs to continue. Some of us bought and remember Lock 1.0. Hope there is a summary of updates later. Yes, I've been really hammering on Keith as much as I humanly can to talk to him about QC because it is a big thing. The thing about Lock 1.0 is that what the story was, and you might have heard this, is that he had a friend that had a factory in China, okay, because that's obviously where these figures come from, and because he was a little overloaded because he wanted to get the Stunticons out, that his friend asked if he could help him out, and so he sent those, only to have his friend basically cheat him out by using substandard materials, cheating out on all that kind of stuff, and then on top of that, he tried to make extra to try to make a profit behind Keith's back, and then as soon as he got, well, ratted out, so to speak, the authorities were after them, and then he disappeared, and I think he took about, what was it? It was either the equivalent of about, it was either $30,000 or $60,000, and he ran away with it. So that's why there was a big mess up with Lock 1.0. So, Sending a Bright Megatron, if you got Zeta's toys number, tell him to get back to work on that Predaking. Unfortunately, I don't, because they're switching names again, I think. Okay. And Nakamis Prime, are there alt mode picks? I'm trying to get to that because, like I said, Keith basically got this on me like at 11 o'clock at night. So I don't think there are any vehicle picks yet. But I will go down the pictures of this. So here you get another pose. Come on, let's get to some of the meat and potatoes. So it looks like fingers look individually articulated. So right here, you can kind of sort of tell right here and the thumb area. So they look like, except around the knuckle, they seem to be all, I don't want to say fused together, but it looks like all one piece, but the individual fingers look like individually articulated. So there's that. Let's go on. So doing a little bit of dramatic posing here. Okay. All right. So now here we go to the backpack. And the backpack, obviously, yeah, definitely Technobots, clinical. Definitely one Technobots. I'll tell you about something pretty soon about that. Hey, Chrissy, how's it going? Nice. I just got doxxed. Well, that's not a good thing. So, damn it. Unicron's left that been gone. I wasted a lot of money on Toy Wars Devastator, and the damn thing literally ripped itself apart. God, yeah, I had the same thing here with one of the shoulder joints. Oh God, it took me like about a year. But Lionel Hutz on Facebook, on his Facebook group, he actually helped me get the replacement part that I needed. So check him out on Facebook. Nice guy. We're working on something that has to do with that 4-foot Metroplex. So, but yeah, it just ripped apart myself on me, and I was so devastated. And as soon as I got the replacement part, I sold it as soon as I knew Keith was doing Constructicons. So yeah, I was not impressed with that. So clinical, hope they ditch the vehicle interiors. Nobody cares about seats and steering wheels. Well, some do, some don't. Personally, I don't. It's not like I'm ever going to like open up the door and show the inside. So here's the back. You got a couple of tabs here around for, plugging various components. And it looks like here, if you look at this shoulder, it looks like you might be able to do a butterfly joint in here so he can reach around the front. So obviously it doesn't look like it's slightly plugged in. I don't know if that was done on purpose to give like maybe a little tidbit of a hint, but there's the back and it cleans up rather nicely. And it looks like all of this on the back folds into the chest from the looks of it. So rather interesting. And then I'm thinking that everything will just fold out to the rest of the van mode. So that's rather interesting. And then, of course, looking at the legs, it looks like there's quite a bit of components. You can kind of see at the bottom of the feet, there are windows. So I'm assuming that's obviously the back of the van. And then some of the components fold out from the leg. And let's take a look at the back of the legs here. So something folds out here, mid-calf area, and it looks like this entire panel folds out. So you might be able to get quite a bit of knee bend, which looks rather interesting. So, okay, so we got that. Close-up of Ratchet here. And yeah, I can kind of see where some people are rather concerned about the windshield folding. So I kind of get that, Hey, Canadian Spider-Man, how's it going, man? Good morning and hello to everyone. Hey, man, nice to see you, dude. So, yeah, it definitely looks like a butterfly joint, 100%. So, let's see, Kilua. I've read a lot of pretty harsh things about X-TRANSBOTS. I have Dante, their Inferno, and I just received Big Load, and I think that their releases are far more than decent. So, yeah, because like I said, I got my Big Load, and I'm liking it. It really has a nice, good feel to it. Let's see, Aronis. Hey, man, nice to see you here. So, at least the arms look way better than the Takara Tommy ones. Yeah, I'll have to admit that they do, at least to me. And the legs, like I said before, if you're just arriving here, the legs look a lot better. They look a little bit more beefier than the Takara Tommy ones. So, sending a brag, Megatron, the Takara turned Ironhide's front wheels into Robo butt cheeks. Yeah, they did. I remember everybody was like joking about that. But hey, look at it this way. At least he had something cushy to sit on, right? So, Unicron's left hand. I'm less concerned about the windshield than the foldable piece right under the windshield. That's a big gap there. Yeah, let's see if we get another picture here that probably superhero pose. So yeah, the arms do look a little bit beefier. So if we take a look at the legs, you got fairly good bend there to be able to do that. So not too bad. I can see how the windshield panels do look distracting that way. But that's just me. And yeah, so you can see right here in this shoulder, you definitely have that butterfly joint. So you can do a nice reach around, if you know what I mean. So it's glad to see that they're going to be including that. And so you guys know out there that they're going to be having that as well. So that's not too shabby. So I know some people will probably complain about these screws on the top. Doesn't really bother me all that much. See, to me, it's all about, if it looks as close to tune as possible, then I'm not going to let a little thing like that, bother me per se. So, superhero pose. Okay. So now we're going to get to all the accessories. Okay. Denez Artagru. I hope I am pronouncing that right. I hope this March in TFCon, X-TRANSBOTS makes exciting reveals and news about their Abaddon Apollyon Elite 1 Nightingale Conan Zeusaurus. I'll get to that. So, Kahlua, from what I see in the superhero landing pose, I have the feeling that there is little to no articulation at the waist. I think there might be, from what I showed from a picture before. I'm thinking that there's going to be some articulation in the waist. So especially in ab crunch. Let's see. Try for a bit more head movement. Yeah. Hopefully they do that. Okay. So like I showed before, all right, we're going to go through the gimmicky gadgets. And like I showed earlier in this show, all the screenshots that I presented to Keith from the cartoon that I present to him, because like I said before, he wants me to do a lot of research into who uses what. Okay. And so I try to give him as much information as possible so you guys, the fans, like collectors like me, can have fun with this. And I mean, that's part of the reason why we get these figures. Excuse me. He needs to be able to look up. I agree, especially if he's flying through the sky. So, okay. So here you're going to have definitely two facial expressions, like, quote unquote, normal facial expressions. And everybody is asking about the red face. Okay. The red face here is a nod off to a miscolor from one of the early Marvel issues. Okay. I think it might have been issue 3 or 4, or it might have been 5. I can't exactly remember, but I know it was an early issue in the Marvel run where Ironhide has a red face. Okay. That's where the red face is coming from. It's a little Marvel Comics nod off. All right. I'll get to those kind of questions pretty soon, Scott. Okay. So we're going to go over MX-47 Ron Ironhide, and then I'm going to try to take your questions about all the other kind of X-TRANSBOTS stuff. And on top of that, I will relay it back to Keith in this video. Okay. Let's see. I was going to say Apollyon version 2 to get to the news on their Megatron version 2 very, very soon. Yeah, I will. So let's see. Data Laura, how's it going? Like that icon. Looking good. Love proportions feedback. White face seems a tad too bright. Nose too thin. Okay. I will take that feedback back to him as well. And again, hey, if you're just new here, God, yesterday we had a hilarious show about Will Wheaton and about the whole beat up debacle with Elmo and dude from Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? Oh my God. And if you want to friggin' have a laugh, go check out the live show yesterday. It was hilarious. Oh my God. So just to let you new guys here, okay? We talk about movies, we talk about TV shows, we talk about comics. Occasionally we talk about gaming and and all that kind of fun stuff on this channel. So if you're new here, leave a like, hit the subscribe button. So, and I try to bring out on occasion when Keith gives me new information on X-TRANSBOTS, I try to present it to all you collectors out there, and try to get the first information for you guys. So, you can make an informed decision and feedback and stuff like that. And that's why we're doing this live broadcast right now. So on this, so, hey, I appreciate all of you guys that have come here today. Whether you are coming from TFW 2005, whether you're on one of the Facebook groups, whether you saw this on the X-TRANSBOTS page on Facebook, or Masterpiece Addicts on Facebook, or just through regular channels like say on Gilded at 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser's channel, or on Discord, or any other place. So just welcome, subscribe. Let's have some fun, because this is what it's all about here. All right. So we got that. On the left there's the seismic detector that I included from the screenshots that I gave Keith. And then it looks like, yeah, you have that kind of window insert for the seismic waves that he displayed on his chest. And of course, you have the little nod off to the original toy, the deck, where you can plug in all the kind of stuff like there. So, and like I said, I'm a man of my word, and I try to include all these little gadgets, okay? Like in all the screenshots that I showed earlier. So this is what we got. So actually, these are water skis right here, okay? It's supposed to be a surfboard, all right? So I tried to tell him it was a surfboard, but you got skis. So it's like, okay, fine, you know? Yeah, they do look pretty great. Like I said, I try to include everything. So if you were a little late, catch it on the rewind and what I showed Keith, okay? Because he asked for, accessories that every Transformer uses, and I try to send him as many screenshots or pretty much all screenshots of whatever any bot uses, okay? So, yeah, tell Keith to include a blank tune color windshield screen. Okay, I will tell him that. Or actually, you're telling him that because I'm going to send him this video. So, okay, so you got skis, and then you got some extra faces down here. So, not only do you have these faces right here, okay, but you got two more extra faces, all right? Now, remember those little, electro zappity zap things that were that I showed you the screenshot of? So I guess this is kind of like his little take, or maybe they're like little blaster fingers. So there's that. Okay. So he's including that. And so there you go. There you go. Antone Lewis. Nitrogen. There's the nitrogen backpack from when they went to Cybertron. All right. Right there for you, buddy. So when they went to Cybertron, ran into the female Autobots, like I showed you, I included that screenshot. There is the backpack for that. And it looks like it's going to be a rubber hose right there. So I'm assuming that this obviously will detach because it looks like it has some tabs in there. So you can more than likely tab it into the hands, I'm guessing, and have fun with that with the nitroglycerin. So there you go, man. There is the rocket backpacks, and then it looks like there's a little radar here on the front, and it tabs in. It looks like it's going to tab into vehicle mode, and quite possibly on his back, right here. So there's that. And then, of course, like I showed you, one of the first screenshots that I showed you, there is the drill. Is the drill accessory. So there's the drill accessory. And remember that little other screenshot that I showed you of him shooting that nitrogen? It looked like it was coming from his back. So there's that right there, right under the drill arm gadget thingy. So there you go, including that. And like I said before, I try to include every perspective of a gadget so that the modeler can go in and try to make it as accurate as possible. All right. So, like I said before, for you guys, because I'm a fan just like you guys, I try to get in as much detail as possible so that the CAD designer can do his magic, right? And so you have the other little gimmicky gadgets and its gun, and it's going to have blaster effects to go along with it. So there's all that. There's everything that I tried to include. So, and if we didn't get to everything, like I know that there were the glue hands, the glue blaster things that were also coming out of his arm. If he does add that later, then great. If he doesn't, maybe it's adaptable with the Takara Tomy accessories. I don't know, but And like I said, I don't want to assume because, like they say, if you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me, and you spill assuming, then you can figure that out. So, but yeah, that's all the accessories. So, and it obviously all plugs in to the homage to his toy, and I kind of like how they kept the toy aesthetic, with the little tank treads here on the bottom, and and the bottom folds down, and blah blah blah, and everything plugs into here. So it's pretty neat. I like that. So, do the treads work, says Clinical? I don't think so. I think they're probably there for show, because if I do a little bit of a zoom in, they don't look like, they're just there for, for show. But if I'm not mistaken, if you take a look at the reflection, right? Let's say, like, right here, like in the front, it seems to be a little lifted off of the glass that it's set on. So maybe, just maybe, okay, there might be wheels underneath, so it does roll. I'm not 100% on that, but hey, you never know, right? Let's see. This base will plug in to form the vehicle. I don't know just yet. I don't think so. I think it's there basically for show. So from what I gather. Gap After Dark. Yeah, he could add some black treads, and that would look cool. Yeah, it would look pretty cool, actually. Maybe I'll take that back to him. So that would be totally 100% awesome. So, yeah, I'll let him know on that. Yeah, color the treads black. That would be pretty cool. Unless he's going with the toy aesthetic, and if the toy aesthetic wasn't black, then he'll probably just keep it that way. So, yeah, so there you go. Antone, there you go. It plugs into his back. And I know I'm sounding like an idiot right now, probably doing that. I don't care. It's my channel. So,
gentlemen, Ciccolini here may talk like an idiot and look like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot.
Well, I try. So, yeah, if they can roll, even better. I agree. So, the toy had silver treads, I think. Okay, it says Clinical. Super. All right. If it did, I'll double check on that just to be sure. Yeah. You want me to put that song on, don't you? So, but yeah, there's the night. Oh, look at that! Even from the cartoon, my dudes. Okay, pay attention, Antone. Here you go, man. He put nitrogen on the nitrogen backpack. There you go. All of you guys in the channel right now, okay? Look, you might have your issues with the figure, okay? And this is why I try to include as many accessories and bring it back to Keith, okay? This is why. It's because these little things, right, that Takara Tomy doesn't put out, Keith will try to put it in. There you go. The nitrogen backpack has the word nitrogen on it. That is so cool. Just like the show. I'm going to try to, hold on here. I'm going to try to get that back, that screenshot back. Hold on here. Okay. Here we go. Now I'm just gonna stop the screen. I'm gonna share it. All right. Just to let you guys know, because I care. It's for the fans. So there you go. Nitrogen right there on that backpack. Love it. So there you go. It's got nitrogen on it. Wow. Okay. That just kind of impressed me right there. Holy snap, crackle, pop. That was pretty cool. Okay. So you got nitrogen. Let's see. Killer Rabbit, Comic Relief Crusader. On your research, have you come across the price point of this figure? Not yet. It's still a little early to say. However, I'm going to take a rough guess, and I'm gonna say probably by my best estimates, it might be the same cost as their big load. I'm just guessing, of course. All right. So Data Lord says, yeah, $150. Yeah, more than likely. So I'm gonna say that. With all the accessories that you get, then yeah, I'm gonna go with that. So there you go. There's the nitrogen backpack. Let's see, another shot of the nitrogen backpack. Okay. That plugs in nicely. Yeah, so rubber hose right there. Not too shabby. God, I just might get this just because of that, right? That is so cool. I'm loving that. So yeah, so you get your nitrogen backpack, plugs in nicely. There's from the other angle. So there you go. You did pretty good work on that. I'm liking that. So let's see. There we go. So there's that other screenshot that I showed you. All right. From earlier. Let's see. If you want, I can compare it to the cartoon screenshot. If you want. But there's that nitrogen back blaster thing. So God. Gap After Dark. Put another words. Okay, all right, for you, buddy. There we go.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
There we go. So, yeah. That's a soundbite I use when I'm introducing guests onto this show. So, yeah, catch Titillating Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific for Titillating Tuesdays and Frantic Fridays. And we just have a blast here, man. Just having a blast. So, Zalua says, as much as I love all the accessories, I feel like we just have 3 faces. Well, actually, in the accessories, it showed the 2 extra down on the bottom. So, you know, there might be, aside from those 3 faces, an extra 2. So that might seem enough for some, but when I see the recent releases of fans toys, I would definitely be happy to have more. Okay, I will take that feedback back to Keith. So thank you, Zalua. I appreciate that. So yeah, so there you go. That nitrogen cannon. Let me go back, and I'm going to show the cartoon rendition. Okay. So yeah, it's a little bit on the black side, where obviously the toy is a bit more dark gray. But you know, you definitely have that additional accessory to that. Okay. So just to let you guys know, right? So I try to include everything possible when it comes to all the show accessories and stuff like that. So yeah, Clinical says the smoke coming out of his mouth. Ooh, dude, yeah, from the movie. Okay. I'll see what I can do. All right. Let's see. Metallic Mutant. Hail, dude. Nice to see ya. Here's a little bit of feedback on the face sculpt. Oops. Wiring link. Okay. Sure. So, and as you can see here, like under the armpit here, you got some pretty good range that you're going to be able to do. So he's going to be able to get his arm up pretty high. It looks like a very different type of mechanism that I'm familiar with, but you know, again, you have that butterfly joint that's going to be in there, so he's going to be able to raise his arm high to the side. So not too shabby on that. Okay, and there's full figure. So there you go from that one screenshot that I just showed you guys. Let's see. See, yeah, and then you got him posing with his gun and his little electro fingers, or shooting fingers. So you got that going on there. I'm going to see if I can find maybe the screenshot for that. That's okay. That's fine. So, yeah, butterfly is good for his big chest. Oh yeah, totally, 100%. So you got that. Let's see. Pew 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 pew. Damn you deceptive creeps. I always thought of Ironhide as a Texan in a way. I don't know why. Just the grizzly voice, I guess. Okay, and there you go. There's him with the seismic detector. And again, I included that screenshot as you saw earlier. So he has his little seismic detector there, which is pretty cool. So I think this was from the episode when before they discovered the dinosaur skeletons, before they made the Dinobots. I'm pretty sure that's where that came from. So, and some more pew pew fingers. So, which is always kind of fun. Yeah, and then I suppose you can add that drill arm. Oh, yay, another train to his back, or it's more like the missile launcher when they were flying through the air when Blue Streak and Ironhide were chasing Thundercracker, I believe it was. Yeah, pretty sure. So, but Keith, it's supposed to be on his arm. So, but you got the drill arm accessory there anyway, right? I don't know why. Maybe because Keith has a separate photographer. He doesn't take these pictures himself, so he sends them to a photographer, and then he does whatever with the photographs. So he probably put it on his back when it should have been actually in his hand, just to let you know. So, and just going back to the chat. Vinny Red, hey man, nice to see ya. Any guesstimate tentative release dates? I will get to that pretty soon. So first, we're just going to go over Ironhide and the pictures and stuff like that. So Bart Von Doom, a bit lame from X-TRANSBOTS not to show alt mode pictures for a Transformers. Yeah, but what it was, because I guess you arrived a little bit late, Bart. Just to let you know, Keith sent me these pictures I'm in Alberta, okay? And when he sent these to me, it was around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And he was just about to go away for Chinese New Year, okay? Because, that's a thing over there, and that's what happened. And he wanted me to post these pictures as quick as possible, so I posted them on the X-TRANSBOT Facebook page. And because my computer is here at my shop, I only have my phone on me, right? And so he wanted to put the bot pictures out first before vehicle mode because he was a little crunched for time, because he wanted to get back to his family because Chinese New Year is happening like right now, right? So that's what was going on. Let's see here. Just getting back to some of the chats. Hey, Real Weight Nation Gaming, how's it going, man? Nice to see you here. So great to have you here, man. Metallic Mutant. There are early alt mode picks from TFCon, and I think the alt mode is shown on the box in a recent XCB release. Yes, it is. So if you look at I believe the bottom of Runabout or Runamuck, it shows the alt mode for Ironhide. So, at least you can see one alt mode right there. Just to let you guys know. Let's see. There's a picture of it in his hand. I'm trying to figure out what you mean by that. Again, I need more coffee. So, Unicron's Left Nut. God, I love that name. There are alt mode prototype picks out there. I think they are from a con. Yes, they are. Yeah. So, okay. So just, there we go. So there you go. On his arm, just like I showed earlier, the drill arm. It's good that he has drill arm. Now he can go like mining in Soviet Russia or something like that and put people out of work. So pretty cool. And again, I try to get in as much detail from the show as possible. Let me see if it is pretty comparable to the show. Fairly comparable to the show, so not too shabby. Yeah, so there's another shot of him there. So not too bad at all. If you want to see a comparison pic from the show, because I showed them earlier, I can do that again if you guys are interested. So he's right, the drill is nice drill. Killer Rabbit from Space, yes, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment after the show to let Comic Relief Crusader know how much you enjoy the content. Thank you. I appreciate that, Killer Rabbit. So yeah, if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and like I said before, hey, on this channel, we just don't go over figures, just because I freelance and work with Keith, but we also talk about movies and comic books and TV shows and, on occasion gaming and stuff like that. And, a few celebrity things here and there. Like yesterday's show on Frantic Fridays, we were talking about the meltdown that everybody's beloved and yet hated Wesley Crusher had a meltdown because of puppets and Elmo. I swear to God, it was a thing, and it was hilarious. It was glorious. So, yeah. Dinez, I heard a rumor that X-TRANSBOTS make Dinobots. Is that true? Okay. Those kind of questions. First, let's go over Ron, and then I will answer all those kind of questions. Okay. So what we're going to do, if you just arrived here, we're going to go through some of the Ron pictures, some of the Ironhide pictures, and then I will get to questions and answers, and all of this will be taken back to Keith. So Keith will let you know what you guys think. Okay. So I will, honest to God, I will get to that. All right. Yes, and I will get to news about Abaddon. So, and Unicross, when doesn't Wesley meltdown? Yeah, the dude's a weirdo. Yeah, totally. Dude, I swear to God, watch yesterday's show. You will laugh your right nut off and your left nut. Just don't eat this planet. So, okay, so another pose with him and his guns. More pew-pews. You know what? The more I'm seeing his face, the more I'm actually kind of liking it. It does look, yes, a little youngish, but it's kind of growing on me. Now, somebody brought up the question about the waist, okay? And I forget exactly who that was, but you can see right here, okay? And I'm going to zoom in on this picture. Right here, right in the back, okay, you can see that obviously there's going to be an ab crunch, all right, because obviously that wouldn't be raised otherwise. Now, you can see from how everything is around the waist and the chest, obviously there's going to be a waist swivel, right? So you will have that. It's not going to be just a solid block, so to speak, but there is obviously going to be a waist swivel, all right? So just to let you guys know. Ab crunch, waist swivel. Let's see. Another pew-pew shot. So looking not too shabby. I will say they got the helmet part of the head sculpt pretty spot on. I'm liking that. And yeah, I know some people have mentioned in the chat, they just want the face to look a little bit more, I don't know, mature, a little older, a little bit more, worn kind of, so to speak. And I get that, he is a grizzly old warrior kind of thing, one of Optimus's oldest friends. So I can understand that. So another pew pew shot. So, and you can see here by the waist, obviously, that, yeah, it is going to rotate. So you are going to have that. So, yeah, yesterday's show. Yeah, thank you for putting up the link, Killer Rabbit. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, clinical. Yeah, where will an Autobot sticker go? There you go. There's a good question, right? Because I know a lot of you, like me, get your stickers from repo labels. And you know exactly what I mean when I say that, your repo labels. And, a lot of us buy Autobot insignias and Decepticon insignias. Yeah, so I don't know. You're just going to have to finagle it as best as possible. Not entirely sure. But, just above the waist, I'm guessing, is somehow where you're going to have to put it. So, Metallic Mutant, yeah, wider nose, darker tone, and then it would be much better. Okay. Keith will know that now. Clinical at Metallic Mutant. Yeah, there's all sorts of folding and stuff going on there. Yeah, that's true. There is. So, but yeah, so you can see, a bit more of a waist swivel right here because obviously for showing, because you can see the shading on the left side, and obviously it's slightly more turned. So, you're gonna have that waist swivel. So, and of course, obviously there's going to be a bit of an ab crunch because you can see here by the back, he is bending over a little bit more. So obviously you can see right here. So just to let you guys know. So there he is with version 3 Optimus, Masterpiece Optimus. So that's going to bring him to scale. And looking at my scale chart, he should come up. Technically, he should come up his mid upper arm. Technically speaking, by when I had my scale chart done, when I came up with the scale chart. So a teeny bit on the tall side. I'm not going to complain though, but just give you a pretty good idea of how big this is going to be. So, Dr. Caligari, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. This looks like a painted prototype, so I'm guessing this is going into production soon. Any estimate on height? Well, hey, you can see right here. Also, if we end up with a dead Ironhide face sculpt, could we get a busted chest cover? Also, I will remind Keith on that because that would be pretty cool to do a death scene. I'll let Keith know, like, as soon as this video is done, I'm going to upload it and I'm going to send it to him. Okay, so he's gonna know all of you guys out there are asking questions and do have suggestions, because if you just arrived here, like you and a few others, then I want to take your fan feedback back to him, because like you, I'm a fan and I want things done right. And that's why I've done all the research on all the gimmicky gadgets that he used and gives it back to Keith. And, so you have all the fun stuff. And if you missed out on all the gadget stuff that I included, then just when the show's over, just rewind it and see what I pitched to Keith for all the gadgets that Ironhide used, because I went through the entire cartoon and sent it all back to Keith. And hey, Windrave, how's it going, man? I do like the face, but I think that the color is too bright a white. Darkening it slightly would help it, I think. Okay, I will take that feedback back to him. So there you go on scale with Optimus. I think he just needs to be a tad bit shorter, but if it's too back to go back to redesign, I understand that as well. because if anything, Keith does a really, wicked ass vehicle mode when it comes to that, right? And I think he thinks about vehicle more into scale with automobiles of sorts than he does bots. I'm not 100% entirely sure, but yeah, I'll talk about that kind of stuff a little bit later. So again, yeah, there he is with version 3 of Masterpiece Convoy in Ironhide. Looking not too shabby. And let's see, did I get to the end of the pics? Holy crap. Not yet, almost. Okay. So there we go. There's a rocket pack that fits on the back, just like the nitrogen backpack. So you got that going on there. So not too bad. So you can do a little diorama of him flying through the sky. There you go. So there he is with the backpack cannon. And oops, hold on here. Where he's flying side by side with Blue Streak. So there you go. A little bit of a nod off there. So that's not bad. I'm liking that. Now, did it have the little radar dish in the back? That's what I want to... No, actually, it did not. So it was just basically this. You know what? I'm not going to complain about a little radar dish in the back, though. So... clinical needs to be looking up more. Yeah, I know, I get that. So maybe something can be done. Maybe not. So oh, okay. So the little radar in the back, there you go. There's the before. Okay, just let you guys know. So you can take off that little radar dish. Right? Everybody catch that? So you can take that off the back. So that's not too bad. So there it is before. And there it is again. You could probably make that an animated GIF if you wanted to, if I did a little bit of a Photoshop job. I'm having too much fun with that. Okay, so back to this. Okay, the skis. Now, if you were here first and looked at all the screenshots that I sent Keith of all the accessories, okay, it was supposed to be a surfboard. All right, it wasn't supposed to be skis. However, I'm thinking that who was it with Sea Spray? Was it Sea Spray that he included water skis with that figure? I think probably he might have had an excess of skis and maybe just included it with Ironhide, or maybe from the angle of the screenshot that I sent him for the accessories, maybe he thought they were skis. I'm not 100% sure. So in the Ultimate Doom episode, so that probably might be it. Hey, Aronis, now that we had a better version of Jazz with FT, I think we need an update on the Datsun Bros designing. I'm thinking you're meaning designing. Yeah, probably. So I know it's supposed to be a surfboard, but they're skis. But you know what? A little thing. I'm not going to complain about it too much. So it's still kind of fun to have that kind of thing. So unless, of course, you have them in the snow. So then it can be a snow bot. So let's see. Okay. So now we get to the Marvel face. All right. So the Marvel face was a miscolor in one of the early episodes of Marvel. Right now, I can't exactly recall what issue it was, but yeah, he comes with the red Marvel miscolor face, right? Anton Lewis. Oh yeah, it's a surfboard, so no big deal. Yeah, no, I know it's a surfboard. So let's see. I'd rather have MP clones than more Datsuns and stuff. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, so you're gonna have the Marvel face, the red Marvel face, the Marvel miscolor ink face. So you got that going on there. And here's another close up of that face. It looks slightly different than the Toon face. I might be mistaken. So, but hey, if you want a little bit of quote unquote comic book accuracy, there you go. So let's just zoom out there. Everybody was kung fu fighting. There you go. So here, yeah, you can see here, prime example, pardon the pun, but as you can see here from the knee, some pretty good knee bend going on right there. So that's kind of nice to see. Kilua says, I'm not going to lie, discussing on how to improve our favorite characters from our childhood. We're really living in the golden age of Transformers, right? Yeah, I mean, I would think so in a way, because I mean, if you think about it, you know, toy technology as it was back in the 80s, you know, was not the same as it is now. And there are a lot of things going on in the toy industry that are really improving the points of articulation on figures, like, you know, such as this, or, you know, be it your mainstream Takara Tomy you know, collectible masterpiece figure, or any other figure for that matter, right? So, but yeah, you get a really good knee bend. So right here, and I kind of like how this knee here is done. Now, I know you got a bit of a gap here in the leg, and I get that, because it's all part of, you know, you have to hustle, blah, 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 blah. You also have to, oh my God, I'm fumbling my words here. You got to also think of the transformation as well, right? So, sorry for messing up my
Gentlemen,
words.
Ciccolini here may talk like an idiot and look like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot.
Unicron's left nut. The only thing that I could hold this figure back from being successful is bad QC. Here's hoping it comes out good. I agree. Like I said, I've talked several times with Keith about, you know, really keeping an eye on QC, because I mean, when you are able to nail a vehicle mode, right? You know, and when it comes to figures and stuff like that, because like I said before, I help out Keith with his with the social media on his on Facebook, right? Because unfortunately, him being in China, as you know, and I'm not saying anything bad about Chinese people, that kind of stuff, just first of all, put that out of your heads, right? I'm not any kind of racist or anything like that. It's the government I got a problem with. Okay. When you're behind the proverbial iron curtain, so to speak, he's rather limited. And I will let you guys know this. He is rather limited on being able to view certain things on Facebook or on YouTube, because there was a lot of monitoring going on, and I'm just trying to make this as nice as possible, right? So, you know, so this helps with a lot of feedback to you guys to let them know what your thoughts are. So, so that's also why I'm doing this, because on top of that, you know, I try to bring a lot of this feedback, and this is probably the best way to do it. So, again, you got some pretty good knee bend going on there, some good posing, another angle going on here, and last picture, yeah, there you go. So you can do the whole face swap kind of thing. So, and this is the last picture that I got right here. All right. So yeah, you can see maybe a little bit of a difference between the obvious Marvel red face and the more Toon face. And I know a couple of people already have brought up, make the make the nose a little bit wider. I believe it was it Clinical that said that? No, Windrave. Yeah, I do. When he said I do like the face, but I think that color is too white. Okay, yeah, maybe. So yeah, it was Metallic Mutant. Yeah, that said wider nose, darker tone, and then it would be much better. Yeah, so you can kind of see the difference between the Marvel face. It seems like the nose is a little wider. So maybe we can do something about that if we're okay with that. So Anton, Ironhide is just as old as Cup, maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking so. So Kahlua? The only thing that scares me at the moment would be if the figure was made mainly of plastic, which seems to be the case for Big Load. Yeah. You know what? Like I said before, just in case you were here a little bit late, the plastics on Big Load, aka everybody's favorite depressed Constructicon, who just seems like he's nothing more than a dump truck for everybody. The plastics on this feel good. They do. They feel really good. It feels like, now it could be mistaken because I'm holding it actually right now as we speak. It feels like more like a Master PC kind of plastic. And you can probably hear me playing around with that right now. So I don't know. Maybe they've switched plastics around. I got my runabout and runabout coming soon. So a lot to see on that, and I know a lot of people have actually gotten theirs already. So I'm a little slow in the draw. I don't care. Windrave, there's some Photoshop pics popping up on TFW 2005 thread on the coloring and nose size. Be sure to check it out. Okay, yeah, dude, thank you very much. I will. Let's see. And new guy here, Wall 3K. The window on the chest being in 3 pieces really distracts from the overall look. Yeah, I know a lot of people have said that. It is a little distracting. I will admit it, because I like to let's just zoom out from this a little bit. I'm not sure. See, because it goes back to who designed it, right? Because I know there's a gentleman in the States. I don't know who he is precisely. I tried to get in contact with him, just to say, hey, I'm working with Keith also. Helping him out, try to introduce myself. But I guess the guy is, a little private, and that's okay. Hey, if that's the way he wants to be, that's fine by me, right? But it goes all the way back to, who makes the 3D rendering CADs on this that end up going to Keith, from which he, does the die. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, unless you model in 3D, you got to kind of understand that in a way it's kind of like the way a comic book artists draw. Okay, they all got their own style. They all try to make a name for themselves, kind of like the way comic book artists do. They each got their own style. Basically it's like their trademark on how they design a figure, right? Much like an artist, say, I don't know, Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, Wallace Portasio or something like that, all have their own different styles, and they've all made their mark that way. It's kind of the same way in the third-party industry, where you have a lot of CAD designers that are designing these figures, and they all put their little signature design aesthetics onto a figure. So, Gab After Dark, you got to go. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you catching on the rewind, man. So, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. So, yeah. So that's the last pick that I got so far for Ironhide. So let's go back. So just doing it all automatically. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So now that we got that, we've gone through an hour and a half. And you know what, guys? I really appreciate you for being here, each and every one of you. God, yeah, wow, like 28 people in here right now. So if you can, again, hit the like button. If you're new here, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. Still Can't Talk, and and spread the channel around and stuff like that. And like I said before, hey, we just have fun on this channel. We're talking comics and movies and TV shows and games and figures, because like I said before, I work with Keith and I try to, do a lot of research that goes into this, like, the Pantone color work for the figures and all that kind of other stuff for you guys, for fellow collectors like yourself. Hey, LDG, how's it going, man? Nice to see you here. So Josh Gillickson, yeah, thanks, man. So, okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to stop the screen right now. Okay, so now that we've gone through Ironhide, all right, and if you just got here, just hit the rewind. So now I'm going to first clinical. So the square on Fury's chest. My God, straight to the punch, are you? Huh? Oh my God. Okay. Listen, all right, because I'm gonna share a little thing here. Okay. Now, Keith asked. First, I'm gonna put this out there to you guys. Okay, the fans, the collectors, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Last night, because oh my God, because I'm looking actually back at my chat with Keith, and he actually sent me these files at 11:14 at night. Okay, so it was late. So listen, I'm gonna be researching some Cybertronian modes, okay, on some figures. All right, just to let you guys know out there. So, Gap After Dark, and the best part of comic Relief Crusader, he's Canadian. Kaka. I am. So, yeah, eh? So listen, okay, first question that I'm going to put out there, okay? Now I want everybody to answer, all right? Keith asked me, and I know that this question has been going around, especially on his X-TRANSBOTS Facebook page, okay? He asked me, and you got to forgive his English because, obviously he's all the way in China and he's trying his best. What's repaint, runabout, and runamuck should be? Okay, so what he's asking is if he does a repaint of runamuck and runabout, because as you know, Keith likes to do some repaints, so he's looking for ideas. And I know that that when he does a repaint like what he's done with the Omnibots, he loves racing cars. So Keith loves racing cars, and that's what he does. And I can see an answer already. So he's asking, okay, Kit and K. Yeah, there you go. Kit and Car. There you go. So, okay, so he's asking about repaints for Runabout and Runamuck. Okay, so Antone, I'm going to let you know because a lot of people have been asking for this, and I did pitch that to him, okay? What would it be? What would you think is a good idea? Okay. So I told him, and I'm going to prove it, that I told him Knight Rider. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you something here. All right. Gotta turn off my camera. Okay. So I told him, And I know it's not exactly going to focus right here, but I told him Knight Rider. Okay. So there. Knight Rider. So if you guys have any other suggestions, okay, kit and car for me too. There we go. Let's see. Vinny Reed, not everything needs a repaint, but if one were to happen, kit for sure. Okay, there you go. See, now I'm going to let him know. I'm going to bring up all the pop-ups, all the chats, and we're going to show Keith, okay, what you guys think. The Twins, Cloudraker, and Fastlane, maybe. Okay. Well, right now we're talking about Runabout and Runamuck, okay? But yes, I did mention the Twins, Cloudraker, and Fastlane, okay? Josh Gilligan, okay, one is a Vector. I don't think that there was a race car or another TV series that used a Vector, but maybe. Okay. Unicron's Left Nut. I'm just waiting for a toy recolor of Runamuck, so he has some orange on him. Kit would be nice too. Okay, so we got another one for Kit. Scott Campbell, Kit has to come with a Hasselhoff figure. Yes. Exactly. You know what? I totally 100% agree. You got to have the Hoff. If you're going to do Kit, if you're going to recolor it, yes, have the Hoff, man. I agree. Dr. Killigari, youth versions would be great. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So, yeah, Anton Lund is getting a kick out of that. Clinical, maybe a Runamuck in toy colors, orange behind the head. Ah, okay. Oh, and you know what? Okay, as for the proverbial or the legendary hole, I have no idea what's up with that. Okay, I absolutely 100% have no idea what's up with that. Winrave, yeah, youth versions along with their toy heads. Gotcha. Okay. So yes, toy heads with youth versions, and orange behind the head. Okay, I will totally. Keith will see these, so he will see them. Okay. Yeah, Unicron's Left Nut. Yeah, you can't hassle the Hoff. That's right. That is right. So okay, so it seems like a lot of people are running Kit. Okay, so what famous car is a Lotus, which is what Fury is? That's a good question. That is a good question. Hey, TKO podcast, how's it going, man? Antone, a stretch, but maybe the Gadget Mobile. From Inspector Gadget. All right. Interesting. And hey, man, nice to see you here. Let's see. Winrave. The Hoff would need a microphone accessory for our German friends. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because Germans love it when he sings. And I only know that because my mom is German, my dad is Austrian, and my grandmother, who passed away like about maybe 30 years ago, roughly 30 years ago, she actually liked David Hasselhoff singing. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Let's see. Scott Campbell, go with the Knight Rider theme, repurpose Motormaster to be the flag mobile unit. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be awesome. I like that idea. Okay, clinical. So there's not going to be a fix for that unsightly hole. I don't know. I have the faintest idea. I will bring this question up, or actually, as I'm putting up the chats right now, Keith will be aware of it actually now that I'm bringing these chats up. So let's see. That White Lotus submarine thing from James Bond. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking the same thing. That would be interesting because that White Lotus in, what was it? Was it Octopussy? I think it was Octopussy. The Lotus that was a sub in James Bond. That would be interesting. I was thinking that too. So, Pixelated Dreams. Could Fast and Fury be rejigged for Chase and Freeway? Maybe for the throttle bots. That's interesting. Maybe that can be done. Because if anything, yeah, It's a possibility. I believe that could be that might be a thing. Might be able to be a thing. Let's see. Vinny Red. No, that means we have to go through another trailer ordeal. Oh yeah. Okay. I get what he's saying. Yeah. Going back to Scott Campbell's comment there. So okay. Let's see. Killer Rabbit from Space. Which Hoff should come with Kit? Michael Knight or Drunk on the Floor with a Hamburger Hoff? I don't know. Why not cover both bases and go for both? So, yeah, they already have a Searchlight render, so why not? Yeah, that's true. I can probably bring up that render again. Seeing how I got all the pictures here. Let's see if I find it. I find it just in time, so I don't want to delay the chat too much. So. For Omnibots, because dear God, there was like a ton of Omnibots. There was a ton of well, I'll try to find it a little bit later. Okay. Let's see. Ryan Hegarty, do we have any updates scheduled for the next few months? Okay. I know that Keith wanted to try to get First Aid out before Chinese New Year. Okay. But a lot of things were happening, and what ends up happening in China is like everybody, the first few days, if not a week before Chinese New Year, they all start to prep up. So things tend to slow down a little bit, as it gets closer to New Year's there. So, but as far as I know, it should be coming pretty soon. I can't exactly say what the release schedule is because I'm trying to find out myself, but hopefully it should come out shortly after Chinese New Year. That's as much as I know. Unicron's left out. Maybe they can make a plug-in windshield that fits into the hole, kind of like Ironhide's windshield. Yeah, exactly. That'd be an idea. Yes, it was the Spy Who Loved Me. Okay, thank you, Killer Rabbit. Appreciate that. Yeah, it wasn't Octopussy. It was Spy Who Loved Me. Okay, cool. All right, now I know a lot of people were asking about their version of Galvatron. Okay, and I know a lot of people have been asking me about Galvatron. When's Galvatron coming out? This was advertised. Blah 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 blah. Here and there and all that kind of stuff. Abaddon Galvatron is going through, as far as Keith has told me, going through a bit more retooling because he wants to get this right. He doesn't want this to be a mess of a figure. Okay. So there's a little bit of finagling going on as he wants to try to get this figure right. So I don't know precisely when Galvatron will come, but it's going through a little bit of a design near as I can tell. Okay. So I'm not sure when, but as soon as I find out, you guys will find out. So that is much as I can tell you on that. Oh, yes. To answer Anton earlier on a post that he made for Facebook. Okay. For the chaos crystals, the cannon, okay, for the chaos crystals with Runamuck, was it Runabout? God, I always get those two mixed up. I don't know why. White Car. I did send him the screenshot on that. So if it isn't with a figure, I'm not sure, but he asked for the screenshot again on that, and I sent it to him. Okay. Also a little bit of extra info. Okay. He wanted a size chart for all the combiners. So he wants to know the proper size of all the combiners. So I sent him that. Predaking, as according to lore, okay, Predaking is slightly taller than all the other combiners, okay, just slightly. TKO, Runabout Black, Yeah, there's a B in it. Yeah. Ah, that's how you remember it. That's a good way of remembering it. I like that. Runabout Black. Okay, there's a B in it. Good. Okay. What about the spray cans? You know what? I did show Keith the spray cans as well with those figures as per the Marvel issue number 23. I believe it was 23. So I showed him that and as many screenshots or pages from that Marvel comic to try to include that. So I'm hoping that he's included those in there. So because to me it's a nice nod off. Has there been any movement on their upcoming Deathsaurus? Okay. I haven't heard anything back on Deathsaurus. So I can only guess because I'm trying to get as much information as possible, on all the figures that he advertises, that he puts out there. So I haven't heard anything yet on Deathsaurus. I will check back with him on Deathsaurus because that looks like really one kick-ass friggin' figure. I want a proper and to scale. And if you want to go back and get the Japanese scale chart, then you can find that on my website, or just, hey, get a hold of me on Facebook or on X or or anywhere else that you can get a hold of me on, and I will get that Japanese scale chart to you because he is supposed to be a big ass guy. So just to let you know. Let's see, Scott Campbell. Oh yeah, wow, I forgot about the spray cans. Exactly. Yeah, the spray cans, man. Marvel issue. So you can't forget about that. What shows up? Muck. I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, Canadian Spider-Man. Yeah, nice to see you here again. Back again. So that's a fantastic name, bud. Good morning. So, okay. Scott Campbell, any word on a Dead End reissue? It's been a while since pre-orders went up. Okay. Dead End. All right. I have been asking Keith about Dead End, about the reissue, a lot of times because a lot of people have been asking me about the reissue. Okay. A lot of people, tons of people, huge amount of response asking me about Dead End, about the reissue. And all I can tell you is that Keith, he doesn't have plans to do a reissue just yet. I don't know why. He's holding back a Dead End. He knows the fans want it, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. I don't know why. He should be doing a reissue. If anything, for you fans out there. So you need a Dead End, and you need it now. So I will still try to hammer him on reissuing Dead End. I will do that for you guys, okay? Because I will tell him there are a lot of people that still want the Dead End reissue. Let's see. What's Keith's projected completion target next year for Devi? Okay. I will find that out because I know he still wants to put Scrapper out there. Okay. And as far as I know, he wants to get Scrapper out there as I don't want to say as quick as possible because then that makes it seem like he's just going to rush it out there, but I know he wants to get it out there soon, right? And on top of that, you can't forget about the G2 versions, the orange and the yellow versions of what he plans to do as well. So I will try to find that out, TKO, and let you guys know. Let's see. Killer Rabbit from Space. My brother had a Matchbox car of the Lotus from The Spy Who Loved Me. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. I love that. Let's see. Clinical. White car shows up. Muck White. Muck Runabout. Yes. What you said. Let's see. Clinical also says, I'd like to see simplified quintessons. No electronics, but more posable. Okay. I've talked to Keith on this about just releasing simplified quintessons. Okay. that, Dr. Egg was great, I mean, particularly because, it was my first box art doing that with him. you know, and if people are calling me out as a liar and stuff like that, because I know a few people have called me out as a liar on that. Oh, no, you didn't do the box art. Look at the instructions, look at the back of the instructions, and it says freelance graphics. And again, there is my business card, freelance graphics. Okay. And I'm doxing myself as we speak because, yeah, there's the phone number and there's my email address and there's my address here in Carstairs, Alberta, in Canada. So there you go. So yeah, I've talked to Keith about just doing simplified quintessons, just the egg, no electronics, and just make it a bit cheaper, because then that way, some people can, army build, so to speak, because I know a lot of people like to do army building, especially when it comes to Sharkticons, maybe quintessons, and a lot of other army building figures, basically generic figures, let's put it that way. So there are I don't know if I should say, but it's been a few years since Dr. Egg came out. I did do 3 other box art covers for the Quintesson Judge. Okay. And I mean, obviously, you guys know about the prosecutor, the 2 different versions of the prosecutor, Le Poulpe, and the other dude there from Money Is Everything. You guys know which prosecutor I'm talking about. Yeah, did both the box art for that, and I thought it was kind of important to bring that, because again, it's a cartoon, and I'm a fan just like you guys. So hey, why not have 2 different versions, right? So yeah, simplified quintessons. Yes, I talked to him about that. Let's see. Prime Convoy 1. Any word if Defensor will be finished this year? Okay. So I know First Aid should be coming very, very soon. Keith wanted to get it out near as I can tell you before Chinese New Year. Little bit of a delay because as it gets closer to Chinese New Year, everybody preps up. So I am hoping that as far as I know, Blades should be next, followed by Hotspot. Hopefully it should be this year. Okay. And then obviously, yeah, Devastator wants to come out. I think the next one probably should be Aerial Bots. I'm thinking. Okay. Don't quote me on that. But I think there's a strong possibility that the Aerial Bots might be next, just to let you know. Scott Campbell, once Defensor and Devastator are done, what is the next combiner? Can it be Computron? Okay. So I kind of partially answered this question already. I think he wants to do season 1 and 2 out of the way first, and then get into season 3. I am trying to, so I think he wants to get the Aerial Bots and the Combaticons done after that, and then really heavily move on to season 3. I'm gonna let you guys know. So once that any chance of Shattered Glass versus Devastator, we haven't had one since Hercules. That would be pretty cool. I will ask him about that, because I know he does want to do the G2 versions as well of the Constructicons. So I will pitch that to him. Clinical, we have bought a couple of prosecutors if they had no electronics and their mouths were posable. Basically, I just want that posable statues. Okay, fair enough. I'm cool with that too. Let's see. Venny Red's Combaticons would be a better choice in my opinion. Okay. So just to let you know, I think what he is doing, and again, I'm only theorizing, but it makes sense to me that he's doing, okay, the first one was the Stunticons, okay, with Menasor, and then he's moving on to Protectobots, so that's Autobots, and now he's doing Devastator, so it's back to Decepticons, right? So I think he's doing Decepticon, Autobot, so I think the next one more than likely might be Superion. after the Protectobots and then go to Combaticons. And if that's the case, then I think that might be the pattern that he's following. So don't quote me on that, but I think that is what is in his mind. Clinical aerial bots and Combaticons are already overdone. Move on to Technobots. Yeah, I can understand that. I think he wants to keep things very consistent when it comes to 3P. Because you got a lot of third parties like just doing things sporadically, like say Toy World, and then all of a sudden it's Zeta. They turned into Zeta, and then they did their aerial bots, and then it's like, okay, great, super. What's next? And then they kind of disappear, right? And it's kind of weird. So I think he's just trying to keep it consistent, within X-TRANSBOTS to try to put them all out. Okay, TKO podcast. Okay, the $6 million question: why this? Why now? Why not? Right? Why not? So, Pixelated Dreams. He would make a killing doing the Technobots, as no one has them. True. Okay. What I'm going to let you on, okay, is that along with the combiner scale chart that I sent him, okay, he asked if I can include Omega Supreme in that lineup, okay? Just to let you guys know. Now, before you guys say anything, before you're like, holy crap, this is like big ass news, blah, 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 right? Okay, before you guys do that, right, I asked him, it's like, hey, so are you planning on doing Omega Supreme? And he's like, no, I just wanted to know. Because he said, he's just checking on Omega Supreme. I'm like, yeah, are you really though? So he says he's not, but it's like, okay, if you're not, then why are you asking Omega Supreme how it lines up with the rest of the combiners? So I don't know. Maybe he's just teasing something and just saying, no, I'm not. Maybe he's pulling a Michael Bay and saying, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. And then he does it anyway. So I take it with a grain of salt. So clinical. Yeah, the world needs Technobots. Yeah, but then if he does Technobots, you know who's going to be next, right? Obviously. So Horrorcons. Why not, right? Let's see. Is there any news about KFC's Dreadwing and Darkwing? The only thing I can answer on that, because I asked him that, I believe it was like early last year, is that it is going through a retooling stage. Okay. As far as I know, he still wants to do it. He's retooling Darkwing and Dreadwing. That's all that I know about that. So, clinical. Yeah, there's already 2 decent offerings for Omega Supreme. Yeah, I know, because I got the Fans Toys actually in my shop window right now as we speak. I got my Fans Toys one out. So, I don't know. Just have to see. Take it with a grain of salt kind of thing. Yeah. So, I also did include with Runabout the page where he gets eaten by the Mechanibals in, what was it, issue 76 or something like that, or 75, just to let you know. So if any of you remember that Marvel issue. So let's see, is there any difference between KFC and XCB? I don't personally, I don't think so. I think I think KFC is using more, how should I put it, heavier plastics, sort of, in a way. Personally, I don't really think that there is much of a difference. I'm not sure. So, Antone, yeah, what aerial bots? We shall see. So he's doing Combaticons. Interesting. Well, I'm not saying he's doing Combaticons, but I'm only surmising that with the pattern that he's going with, that I'm thinking that it's inevitable. To quote Thanos, yeah, I am inevitable. Of doing Combaticons. And I know a lot of people said, oh yeah, they've been done to death, because I think Keith wants to do like everything, right? So I'm surmising that eventually he's going to be doing Combaticons. Prawn Convoy, XCB has given us Springer and Ultra Magnus and included the human figures of Only Humans episode. Any plans for RC or Rodimus Prime to complete them? Okay, good question. All right, so that being said, Keith is aware of obviously RC and Rodimus. So I think he is considering doing those also. So hopefully he will, just to let you guys know. Yeah, that I will ask him about that soon. Or seeing how the chat is up, and I'm going to be showing him the video anyway. Now he knows, and so hopefully he will get back to me on this. So, yeah, Vinny read it. Ooh, a Rodimus Prime would be cool. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? So, would Keith ever make Masterpiece Pretenders? I don't think he's interested in doing Masterpiece Pretenders. I think I might have brought this up to him, and I don't think he's interested. But because if I'm not mistaken, I asked him more and more about Super God Master Force and Victory. Okay. And he doesn't think that there's a huge call out for them, right? And I think he thinks that a lot of people wouldn't be interested. Me personally, if he does the Master Force Pretenders, I think personally it would be awesome, right? If you can finagle it in such a way that the bot fits inside the shell and and do it that way, I think it would be terrific. So before anybody else does them, but that's just me. So if you guys are interested, yeah, hey, let me know. Antone says, tell them to do the Autobots and Decepticons clones, Fastlane and Cloudbreaker, Windspan, and Pounce. Same robot, different alt modes. I've talked to him about that, but I will let him know again, definitely for sure, because those would be actually cool to do, I think. So let's see. Dennis, I wish X-TRANSBOTS make Soundwave, Shockwave, Starscream, Wheeljack, Jazz RC. I will definitely bring that back to him. So I know he loves doing his cars. So Wheeljack, wouldn't be surprised. Jazz, yeah, I'm definitely okay with Jazz. I mean, I got my Make Toys one. So, and most of us know that Keith just nails car mode. So I would love to see a Jazz. So, and I know fans toys have put out their Jazz. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, it's another Jazz figure, but hey, why not? You got the freedom of choice. That's what it's all about, right? So and I know like Bobby Skullface says, hey, if you like it, you win, right? So Clinical Only Human is pure filth. Rodimus clearly did the nasty with that woman. Maybe. So, Winrave, if Keith did Rodimus, would he do it Takara style with bot and trailer separate, or would he try to outdo DX9 Carry all in one? You know what? I would personally think that he would do it with bot and trailer, because I haven't handled the DX9 Carry personally. Just think about all the unfolding you would probably have to do. So I would prefer if he does it bot and trailer separate. That's just my opinion. Let's see. Problem Convoy. If they could pull off a posable pretender, she'll with the Transformer, I'd be down for them. Metal Hawk would be a first choice if they're focusing on Master Force. Yes, 100% agree. Metal Hawk first. So, and hey, Matuna, what did you miss? Let's see. Okay, when is Ironhide coming out? All I care about. Well, dude, okay. First of all, you'll have to catch it on the rewind because we go through the pictures extensively, okay? Second of all, if you just arrived here, hey, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, spread it around because I go through all those pictures meticulously, all right? So, and we made a few little discoveries along the way here and there and stuff like that. Watch and enjoy. And right now I'm bringing back, trying to answer a lot of questions and bringing some feedback back for Keith because this is going to go back to Keith, this video, with all of you collectors, all of you fans out there. And so you guys right now, I feel, should have a voice in this. So when is it coming out? I don't know. I can't tell you. So as far as I know, it's slated for fourth quarter, as far as I know, 2024. I don't know if that's going to change, but we'll see. Okay. Let's see. Clinical. Yeah, I'd be on Pretenders. I'd be in on Pretenders. Okay, sure. Cool. Let's see. Matuna. Okay, tell him to take the face sculpt back to the drawing board completely. Everything else is great. All right, cool. Fair enough. Not a problem. So if you want to look, Matuna, what I did at the beginning of the video is what I do is I go through every episode. When Keith is wanting to know about a figure, I go through every episode and every gadget and I send it back to him. It's like, okay, include these accessories. And you know what? Just to let you guys know, now that we're on back on topic with Ron Ironhide, I did the same thing, all right, for Ratchet. Just to let you guys know, all right, I did the same thing with Ratchet because obviously, if you're going to have Ironhide, you're going to be doing Ratchet, right? I mean, hey, only makes sense, isn't it? Right? So, just to let you know, every gadget that Ratchet has used, I've included that as well. So there you go. On a little side note, okay, because we're talking about the combiners and pretenders and stuff like that. I want to let you know because nobody else has done this. Just to touch back on the combiner thing, okay? I told Keith. Now it might be a little bit too late for Menasor. But some of you, when you caught the video, you noticed that there was zone gear for Devastator. Okay? Anybody out there catch that? Just to let you know. Okay. So I told Keith, and hey, I got the receipts to prove it. I can show you guys. I don't know if he would appreciate it because, I'm sure he wouldn't want a lot of people hammering him on emails and stuff like that. But, I can show it if you guys demand it, maybe. That I told him, look, nobody else in third party has done this. If you're going to be doing Decepticons, add the zone gear. Okay, do it. And you start to see that with Devastator. So, it looks like we'll have zone gear on Devastator. I told him, look, just make an additional package, seeing how Menasor is already out, and do zone gear for Menasor. So it's put out there, just to let you guys know, okay? Winray, would Ratchet have an alternate head for the comics, red helmet and full white face? I am going to say more than likely yes. So if Keith does that, then he will. It's been put out there. Dennis says, I wish X-TRANSBOT would make a decent Gnaw Insecticons, the Sea Decepticons, the Sea Cons, Blaster, Prowl, Sunstreaker, Sideswipe, Prowl, Smokescreen, Warpath, and a better Blitzwing. Okay, well, Blitzwing was KFC, but I'll let him know. All right. I have talked to him about Sharkticons. Okay, because I know a lot of you, and again, going back to the whole army building thing, I've talked to him about Sharkticons. Yeah, do all the Quintesson things. So, yeah, what's the deal with Autobot X? He doesn't transform, so I'm surprised it's not out by now. Going back to Autobot X, I think it's been put off the shelf for now. I'm not 100% sure. I think he's double thinking that. So just to let you know. Yeah. Also, just to let you guys know, when I told him about the zone parts, about adding the zone parts, I did mention that adding the zone parts would set you apart. So he does think that the combined mode is good, a little too Sunbow maybe. The individual parts are true masterpieces here, though, so blown away by those so far. Are the head and shoulders above MMC or FT aesthetically, so in my opinion. Yeah, so he definitely is considering zone parts. He's not sure if he can sell it now for Devastator, or not Devastator, sorry, for Menasor. Okay. What are zone parts? Oh, okay. Hold on here. And what I'll do, I'll bring a picture up for you and show you exactly what I mean. Because if you're into a lot of the cartoon, as you know, Zone was the very last, OVA show in the G1 animated continuity. All right, just to let you know. Let me bring up my General Menasor. And because, I had to do all this research for the scale poster. Hold on here. There we go. Zone Menasor. Okay. So in the last OVA, the last animated, basically the last animated show with Volan Jiger, the Decepticon generals, right, are resurrected. And one of them along the way, obviously, is Menasor. All right. So what I proposed to Keith, hold on here, is 1 sec. I'm gonna show you, because this was for example, some of you have seen the head for Devastator, right? In the screenshots that were at TFCon, okay? And I proposed to Keith, because no other third party has done this, is add additional parts for Zone, right? And it would definitely set every other combiner apart from every other third-party company, right? If you're going to go big, go all the way, man. You might as well, right? So I proposed to Keith, okay, do Zone. And so as you saw, there was the head sculpt for Zone Devastator. And so I said, okay, well then, yeah, sure. You know what? It would be awesome if you added the same thing for Menasor and do it as a separate pack. All right. Because, hey, some of you guys out there, you might like to dress up a Menasor as, Transformers Zone Menasor, right? Why not? Maybe, because I'm looking out for you guys. I'm scouring the internet. I'm remembering all this lore, right? And Matuna, I'm sorry, but that looks absolutely terrible in my opinion. They can keep the zone parts. Well, okay, hey, that's your opinion. That's fine. Hey, if you don't want that, that's okay. So as opposed to Anton Lewis, yes, Zone Cape and Drill for Debbie, exactly, right? Happy for the 3 people who want that. Well, hey, you never know. There are thousands of people that might want to take it a little bit further. But this is why I do all this kind of research, because there just might be maybe a few hundred people, maybe a few thousand people or something like that, because you got to remember all these figures sell worldwide, right? It's just not Canada and the United States. It's a lot of people that are in Europe. It's a lot of people that are in Australia. It's a lot of people in Japan. It's, all around the world. People are buying these figures and stuff like that. So you have to think of the possibility of hundreds, if not maybe thousands of people that might want those extra little accessories or stuff like that, right? So, so I put it out there just to let people know. Pride and Convoy, even though Keith is focused on the Season 2 combiners, I would love to see X-TRANSBOTS tackle Lio Kaiser, since no third party has tackled that combiner in MP form. Well, I mean, there was... who was it again that put Lio Kaiser out? Because I actually had the figure. I suppose it wasn't exactly, true MP, but well, that was the thing. Keith doesn't think that there's very much interest in that kind of thing. So, hey, if you're interested, then at least that's one voice that gets out there, right? Pixelated Dreams, speaking of accessories, any chance that we can get another trumpet for Big Load? Oh, I know what you're going with this. I do believe I showed him that in with one of the other pots for Devastator. I will put that back out to him. Okay, definitely. Let's see. Risque. Defensor and Computron, please. Okay. I will definitely put that out. Yeah, Defensor, yeah, Computron. A lot of people are asking for Computron. So, Clinical, yeah, I'm in the UK, exactly. So, Matuna says, 4th quarter for Ron. I thought their messages was that this was translated. Recently said that it was coming right after Chinese New Year. Sad that it's 4th quarter. Well, like I mentioned earlier, this the pictures were sent to me and I'm in Alberta, so mountain time, so it was like 11:15 at night, right? So and again, I gone through like all the screenshots of all the gadgets that I sent Keith for the figure, right? So well, I got to go back to for the Blue Lobster version of Autobot X. Yeah, I know, man. So I'll try to find out what's going on with that. Yeah, was it TFC who did Lio Kaiser? Yeah, I believe it was TFC that did Lio Kaiser, right? Yeah, could have been better. Fun figure. It was a placeholder at the time. So yeah, TFC Lio Kaiser is MP scaled. Yeah, true. Because he's not particularly tall-ish, right? But yeah. But again, he doesn't think that there might be a lot of interest for a lot of the Japanese combiners out there. But again, that's why I want to get your guys' voice out there. Let's see. Bandai, popular model kit store. Okay. Distributor. Yeah. Okay. So I'll have to find one. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. I'm kind of going through a few things that he might have messaged me about, just so I can let you guys know. Oh, okay. Yeah, so about Dead End, just to let you guys know. So I'm going to reiterate. I don't think this is going quickly. So, yeah, no, he doesn't have an idea or a rough idea on re-release on that figure. Let's see, what else did I share or that I can say? Okay, let's see. Let's get back to the chat here. Any update on KFC Optimus? Oh, Jinrai and Super Jinrai. Let's see. Yeah, because the trailer was out. I know a lot of people have said they don't like the cardboard cutout thing. And I know a lot of people had said, why put this out first? Why not the truck first? I don't know why Keith wanted to do it that way, because I thought it was a very different move myself. But I think, and if I remember correctly, all right, he just wanted to put out the trailer out first to ensure that people would buy Jinrai, if they get the trailer. To me, I don't know. It did seem rather odd. Any update? Hopefully, the rest should be coming like pretty soon. That's all I can tell you for now. So when it comes to the KFC stuff, I'm not. He doesn't let me know a lot of it because I deal mostly with the X-TRANSBOTS stuff when it comes with Keith. Occasionally, he'll tell me, on occasion about some of the KFC stuff. So that's all I can tell you. Yeah, Matuna, someone needs to do Computron. Keith could do it. Yeah, everybody's asking for Computron. So, and thank you, Killer Rabbit. Yeah, please smash that like button. So, just to let you know that, on this channel, we talk about, not just figures, but everything that's going on in the entertainment industry, movies and comics and, some TV shows and, on occasion video games and stuff like that. So, we cover it all. And if you want especially a good laugh, and if you can't stand Will Wheaton, check out yesterday's show, Frantic Fridays, because that was, oh God, that was hilarious. It was just so good. I swear to God, you will laugh. According to, we will attempt to laugh Unicron's red or right nut off if we can. So, Clinical, there's a lot of talk of a good Sandstorm since Unique Toys reissued Sorter, which is a bad Sandstorm. Okay. I have told Keith what would be a good idea is to do Sandstorm and Broadside. Okay. Because I know a lot of people have had a problem with Unique Toys Sorter. All right. And I don't think the Dune Buggy alt mode wasn't all that good. I don't think it was. I was almost going to buy it, but I didn't buy it. And I thought, do I really want to spend that money on a placeholder? No, probably not. So I'm gonna push, just like how I pushed Runabout and Run Amok. I will try to push Sandstorm and Broadside to get those triple changers done for you guys. Okay, because we have one triple changer which is out, which is obviously Springer. And, let's bring the other two out. I'm going to tell you, though, Broadside. Okay. I'm going to do both the North American version and the Japanese version of Broadside because they are technically two different models. Okay. Just like with, kind of like Minerva, how Hasbro kind of, changed it up a bit and made Nightbeat, same thing, two different characters. In this case, it's kind of like, a Japanese and a US version, kind of like how, I'm drawing a blank here. Spy Guy, season 4. God, I was going to say Pounce, but it's not Pounce. For the love of God, frick. Know your lord, dude. Oh, crap speckle. Friggin' drawing a blank and I shouldn't. So stupid. God, I hate it when that happens. Punch and counterpunch. Right. Just like, you have your Japanese and your North American version of Punch and Counterpunch. You do have a Japanese version of Broadside. So I'm going to bring that up to him and try to push Sandstorm and Broadside. Just to let you guys know. So, yeah, Anton, yeah, Bigelow didn't come with his trumpet. They all gotta have it. Yes, yes, dude. They all 100% all gotta have it. Clinical Technobots. So yes, I will take that back. Take it back to him. So let's see. Okay, any update on retooling of Abaddon, which is Galvatron? Yeah, no update yet. But yeah, he is retooling it. I'll try to find out some more information on that because I know a lot of people are asking about him. Okay, so I will try to find that out. Dennis, what about Autobot Headmasters? Okay. The only thing I can say is this. I have looked up accessories both on the North American and Japanese side of things for headmasters. I'm not going to say who because I'm sure Keith wants to keep that little bit a secret for now. But let's just say Autobot Headmasters, I've done research on that on accessories, okay? And while that's being said, Target Masters as well. Just to let you know, okay? Let's see. Pixelated Dreams, Broadside, yes, please. Okay. Clinical, I have to go now, but thanks for all the info and the answers. Hey, dude, not a problem. Thank you very much. And thank you for hitting the like button and subscribing. And nice to have you here, man. So all the way in the UK. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you coming by. Really, really honestly do. Matuna says, do you happen to know Keith's plans with the parts forming pieces for Devastator? I hope he's not going to pull an FT move, a Fans Toys move, and charge us $400 for the last member with all the parts. Okay. If I can recall correctly, okay, and hopefully I'm allowed to say this, is that Hotspot will be, one piece, right? Fire truck, bot mode. And then I believe like the body basically kind of like how they did with the trailer because he wants to bring the toy feel back to it where you could make Hotspot into kind of like the base mode. So the base mode, as far as I know, will be the body for Defensor. I don't think it's going to be like $400. Don't quote me on that. I will try to find out again what's going on with that. The Blur 43. Xbox started that with the Stunticons, not FT. I have no idea what you're talking about. The trailer was separate and the accessories pack. Okay. I think I might know what you're talking about. I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe the video is lagging where you're at. I'm not sure. Okay, Anton. Technobots repaint potential is toy deco, tune, and shattered glass Terracon colors. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I feel like we've gotten off topic slightly. I'm still waiting for a company to make a good non-transforming version of Nightbird. Takara Tommy is good, but she's not a car. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't transform. She's just a robot made by humans, so not a transformer. Canadian Spider-Man. Sandstorm sounds too much like the Sandman. I don't like it. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. He was a dune buggy and a helicopter. Yo, your lord, dude. Scott Campbell, I know we're getting Scoop due to the repaint of Scrapper, but Decepticon Target Masters and any double Target Masters would be great. Yeah, I agree. So I do believe, yeah, that Scoop is going to be a Target Master. So that'd be pretty cool. Denez, Arda Grew. I wish X-TRANSBOTS make Scorpion Up, Tripticon, Metroplex, and Fortress Maximus. That'd be a tall order, dude. A very tall order. So, pun intended. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay, so I want to let you guys also know, all right, that let's see, Wind Charger. Okay, just to let you guys know, Wind Charger. It's been out for a long time, and maybe some of you guys might think, it's not exactly the best figure. And let's see, some of you guys might like it. I don't know. Some of you guys might not. Whatever your proclivities are. But just to let you know, I believe the other guy. Who was the other guy? Same model, different name. Trying to think who that was. Tailgate, right? It was Tailgate. Because Wind Charger, Tailgate, they share the same, model basically. Keith was also asking me, he'd like to retool Wind Charger. Okay, just kind of like modernize for an update for him. So just to let you know, yeah, Tailgate might be coming up with a new figure. Just to let you know. So I hope I'm not really technically spilling the beans per se on some things that he might want to keep secret. I don't think so, but and I think that any news basically is good news. So why not let you know? There you go. See, yes, I would love a Wind Charger 2.0. Exactly. So yeah, I think he's due for an update. And like I said before that, Tailgate as well. So it's more of a 2-for-1 kind of thing, right? So and I just embarrassed myself putting myself on the camera again, but that's okay. Let's see, Anton, remember that Elita 1 painted test shot? Is that still happening? I will see if it's still happening. It should still be happening. I sent Keith her Cybertronian mode. And that being said, I believe I might have mentioned that earlier. He was asking me about Cybertronian modes. So I'm going to get a whole collage together of Cybertronian modes, and I'm going to send it off to Keith to let him know all about that, right? Because let's say a Cybertronian mode for Jazz or Wheeljack, that'd be pretty cool, or maybe even a Bumblebee, right? So Windrave, yeah, it needs a better face articulation and clean up that back. Yeah, okay, good. So I will let him know about that. Let's see. I wish make X-TRANSBOTS a version 2 of Trailbreaker and Hoist. I don't know. Well, I mean, there's the Toon version that's out. I don't know if he would do that. I don't think there would be maybe much of a call for it. Pixelated Dreams, yes, Cybertronian modes are a must. Well, that's why I looked him up, right? Because let's say he does all the female Autobots, like just as he did a lot of the Junkions, right? There are different versions of Junkions. Why not do Cybertronian modes for some of the Transformers out there? Try to keep the same robot aesthetic, but also bring all the other alternative characters in there as well, right? So might as well do that. Because I mean that would be totally 100% sick to do that. Yeah, so there's that. What else? Let's see. Let's see. I did pitch the idea for the Delta Magnus for for Ultra Magnus. So just to let you guys know, I did that. Canadian Spider-Man. I have no idea what any of you are talking about. Comic Relief Crusader, but that doesn't mean we're not having fun. Exactly, dude. So I told you, man, I was a Transformer nerd, and this is the only way I can prove that. On top of that, with talking with a bunch of Transformer nerds. So there you go. When arrived, yeah, the TF Ghostbuster comic a few years back did show a kind of Cybertronian mode for Trailbreaker for the opening pages. Oh, okay. Well, that might be a good idea. Let's see. What else did I talk to him about? Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. He wanted to know how big the Attitude Exchanger was, if you remember that particular episode. Because we were talking about gadgets for Ratchet, and yeah, because there was a lot of things for Ratchet that I included, right? Like the disguise machine, when with that paint job that turned the Autobots into the Stunticons. I also sent him screenshots of the welder, the laser scalpel, the portable medical kit. Remember in the episode, was it Search for Alphatron or something like that? I think it was that one where they made the Stunticons and the aerial bots. So he had a portable medical kit, just to let you know. Crimzeek, I know that's a Megatron thing, but hey, I couldn't help it. Let's see. He also had a Petri dish. If you remember with the mechanical plant stuff, remember the mechanical plant thing that was attached to Cosmos, and he handed a Petri dish over to Perceptor. So I included a screenshot of the Petri dish. Let's see, an electro probe. Let's see. Oh, and I forgot also to mention, I sent also a screenshot of a transformed Soundwave and Blaster for Ironhide in his vehicle mode. So I will bring that up again just to let you guys know. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Thundercracker and Skywarp Disguise when with Sean Berger. When the Autobot or when the Decepticons were pretending to be the Autobots. So there was that. I also included for Ratchet his laser finger on his right hand, the beakers and test tubes, just like Perceptor, the Attitude Exchanger. There was like a large welder, a medical bed, surfboard. Okay. A type of welder with a tube that attached to his wrist when he was working on the Dinobots. Let's see, a laser welder. I also included the net that caught Laserbeak in the one episode. So just to let you know, I sent in a lot of stuff for Ratchet. Prime Convoy 1, has X-TRANSBOTS given any consideration for Alpha Trion, DEFCON, or some of the other fembots? I have pitched the idea to him, so he does know about it. I would like to see them come out, so I will try again to push for Elita 1 and the other fembots and DEFCON and Alpha Trion. The problem is with Alpha Trion is because you don't really have any true at least in the cartoon sense, any alternate mode, because, according to, kind of like his bio, depending on which one you go by, his alt mode has been lost to time, right? Hey, Rancor Steve, how's it going, man? Nice to see you here. Just to let you guys know, while you guys are here in the chat, and we've been going for like, a little over 2.5 hours, if any of you guys want to know about man stuff, check out Rancor Steve's channel for Manorama. That's on Rumble. So, talking about men stuff and manly things. And just like to quote Maxwell from the Bionic Man, it's a macho show. A macho show. So, just to let you guys know. Manny R, who's new here as well. Welcome, Manny R. I bought the X-TRANSBOTS supplies during transformation. The thighs got scratched. Is that issue still with the newer models with clearance issues? For Cup. Oh, for Cup. If you're talking about Cup 2.0, I don't believe so, because I got version 2.0, and like I said, with version 1, his friend had opted to help him out, and he used all substandard materials and paints and stuff like that, and that's why there was such a debacle going on with version 1. But I haven't found that with my version 2 Cup, so you should be good there. Winrave, while on the subject of Ratchet and these accessories, that means he needs a wheeljack to blame when things go wrong. Exactly. An XCB version can use a variant of Fast and Furious leg transformation. Yeah, I suppose it could, couldn't it? So, Pixelated Dreams, Alpha Trine doesn't need an alternate mode. Give him an MP scale Vector Sigma with a stand. That would work. I agree. That would totally 100% work. Totally 100% work. I'm all for that. Let's see. What else did I include? Okay. Yeah, I also included Ironhide's damaged arm. I suppose you really can't do that because, his hand has kind of folded into his arm. So there was that. Once Okay, sorry about that. I'm at the shop, and I just had a customer at the door, but I can talk to him later, so it's all good. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that I'm going over with Keith, and I just want to make sure that that you guys get the most bang for your buck, so to speak, because especially in this day and age where some dollar bills are hard to come by due to the economy that we face ourselves in. Whether you're in the United States or up here in the frozen white tundra called Canada. Yeah, like I said, dollar bills are kind of hard to come by, and we're all kind of trying to pinch our pennies. And I want to try to include as much as possible. And because on occasion Keith had asked me about, say, suggested pricing. And so, I know that Keith is obviously, wants to make an income. I mean, that much is extremely obvious. You can't argue with that because, he's a businessman. However, the fan part of me, the fan side of me, wants to save a pretty penny, obviously. So, sometimes when he does ask me about, what do you think of cost? It's like sometimes I get completely muddled up. It's like, well, I don't know. I try to come up with a price that's fair for you guys. Whenever he does ask me that question, because I know we're all trying to pinch a penny here and there. So I try to do that for you guys as well out there. Anton Lewis, so you think Keith is very ambitious about fulfilling making all the season 1, 2, and 3 characters from the cartoons? I do, yeah, because what I'm trying to do is I don't want to say push, because that kind of sounds like I got a bit of muscle in there, and I don't think personally that I have muscle, but I think he values my opinion because he knows I'm coming from a fan's point of view as well, as well as a graphic designer and stuff like that. And so I think I hold a little bit of weight when it comes to quote unquote pushing figures and whatnot. And I do think he really does want to get done most of the figures, from season 1, 2, and 3, and get them done as soon as possible. So, I will be pushing for for example, a broadside and a sandstorm, because they've hardly been done. I want to focus on the figures that have hardly been done. So again, and I know I'm repeating myself, like broadside and sandstorm. I'm also tongue to cheek here. I'm also trying to push Skylinks as well. And I know he's a big bot. All right. So, but I do want to push Skylinks because, there's only one out there, and it's not even big enough, or, to scale, so to speak. I do actually want to push the rest of the quintessons. So, like the bailiff. You know what? And I would just want to let you guys know. I know with a remote with a prosecutor, okay, Le Poulpe. There was a kind of a funny joke with that. Why it's named Le Poulpe. I was pushing for the Quintesson warship for remote control, but he went with the standard Quintesson ship, which is okay. That's fine, and I'm okay with that. But I was actually pushing for a different kind of remote control, the Quintesson warship. So, but no, I want to get stuff done, like say the Quintesson bailiff. I want to try to fill in these gaps and stuff like that. I think I even suggested Kranix and his little other cohort there, Kravix, and we know he's done the other Junkions and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I pushed the throttle bots, like Goldbug and Searchlight you guys saw earlier. So yeah, I want to get Horicons out there. I want to get Technobots out there, because you guys deserve it as well. But when it comes to season 2, on top of that, I want him to do an Alpha Trion. I want him to do Ariel. Blades shortly should be coming out after First Aid. I want him to do DevCom. I want him to do Chromia, for example, and the Cybertronian mode with her, saying like with Alita 1. And Dion, because that's a different sculpt altogether, with Firestar and Greenlight and Lancer and Moonracer and Orion packs, because there is a bot mode for Orion packs, and I got it in my files, thanks to when I did prototype work for Hasbro, way back when, for that with that CCG that I did for them way back in like 2001, 2002. So Canadian Spider-Man, you had me at Electroprobe. I did, didn't I? So yeah, I want to be bringing out all these things. An MP Appletrine and Victor Sigma would be cool. You would need to change them from A3 younger form and become Alpha Trion. Yeah, I mean, hey, why not do a 2-for-1 kind of pack kind of thing? A younger version and an older version, right? Let's see. Dinez, I would love X-TRANSBOTS make Sentinel Prime, Zeta Prime, Premium Prime, Guardian Prime, Nova Dion. Pixelated Nancy and Cake Junkions for Junkions, maybe. Yeah. So, that U-Haul truck Sentinel Prime from Rodimus's version would be great. So I appreciate the slight accent when you pronounce Canada. Exactly. So, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna let you guys into my files and show you, because this is kind of the fun part of it when it comes to doing stuff like this. So you can kind of see how deep down the rabbit hole I go. Where's my Quintesson folder? Runabout, Jinrai, Bulkward, Zoosaurus. Where the hell is my Quintessons? There's the quintessons. Okay, cool. Exactly, dude. We're geeking out with friends. Geeking out with friends is fun. Okay. Dive into the depths of the comic Relief Crusader, aka Grifter Prime on TFW 2005, aka Facebook, blah 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 blah. Okay, no, that's wrong. Okay, this is right. Okay. So just to let you guys know, all right. Yeah, Prime card about Skylinks would be an ambitious given the size, but I would definitely want one. Yeah, dude, me too. 100%, 150%. Okay. So just to let you know, for example, okay, when I did the quintessons, when I did the box art for the quintessons, okay, so I suggested, what was this? I suggested a 3-pack. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So just to let you know, I suggested the Alicons, okay, for quintessons because hey, why not, right? If you're gonna go all in, you go in all the way, right? So I suggested Alicons, and you can see like all the screenshots that that I'm showing right here. All right. So I suggested the Alicons. Let's see. Suggested the bailiff because hey, you got to have a bailiff, right? So and there are like multiple screenshots from the movies. So and on top of that, like right here, you get a sense of scale. Okay. So how small they should be or how big they should be, that being the case, right? So because to me that's important. Let's see, executioner. So yeah, I was kind of like working on a executioner kind of thing here. Box art kind of thing. So, and of course, you see all the little screenshots. So I was working on some executioner box art, but hadn't finished that just yet. Okay, so yeah, painted version of the box. So Dr. Egg, Dr. Hydra, Dr. Kapalinka, Dr. Lemurian. So video toys. So yeah, there's a wording right there for Dr. Egg. And so Kapalinka will be MX-18K, Dr. Lemurian, MX-18L, Dr. Hydra, MX-18H. So, there's the back of the instruction booklet with my logo on it, blah, 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 blah. What else did I pitch? Okay, so that was the prosecutor. So, Dr. Pulpus. So, there's like the 3D rendering right there. So, yeah, there's the box there for that. So, that's that. What else did I pitch here? Oh, the scientist. This is one big thing that I pitched. John Gillickson. Sorry for the rewind, just getting caught up in the conversation. Okay, hey, not a problem. Yeah, okay. Kit car repaint for Runabout won't work. Both are Lotuses. Kit car are Trans Am's Windcharger 2.0 as kit car makes more sense. Love the Bond idea though. It has that submarine mode. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah. So no, I'm glad that you're catching up. So I also pitched the scientist. Okay. The quintessence scientist. I pitched this to him, and there were like two different types of scientists. So you got this 2.0 scientist, and then you got the other one with the dweller from the depths, right? And if you remember that episode, with these fantastical transorganic creatures, right? One of the scientists, he had his face damaged and shit like that. Remember that? So you had like two different types of scientists there on that quintessence ship. So I was proposing the quintessence scientists, okay, plural for two of them, because I thought, oh, dude, that'd be cool. Now this is one that nobody really hardly talks about, okay? The quintessence security guards. All right. So because in that same episode, Dweller from the Depths, there were these security officer quintessons, all right? And you get like very brief screenshots or screens of them. And I wish I could make these icons a lot bigger than they are. But I proposed these quintessence security officers. So, and of course I proposed, Sharkticons and I would like to do the Dora Fleury model more. But of course, Shark to Guns because everybody wants an army build. And of course, it's like, for marketing standpoint, easy money. And then I also proposed the Quintesson Wizard as well, because I thought that was a very unique idea to propose. And again, nobody's done it. Nobody's really done Quintessons aside from Hasbro. So, if anybody's interested in that kind of thing, fine. Let's do a Quintesson Wizard. So yeah, and there's the Quintesson warship that I proposed Keith make for the prosecutor. So I thought it would be a really cool idea. That way you guys could, collect different warships, the different ships, even though they're remote controls. So I thought that would be a kind of a cool idea. So, there was that. Let's see. Pantone color work for Jinrai. So I even did Pantone color work for Power Master kind of thing, that kind of stuff. So Simba posters, blah 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 blah. Stunted guns. Okay, so yeah, so a little peek, as it were, into my world. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, because we've been going on for pretty much 3 hours, and I really appreciate you guys being here. Really, honest to God, I do. It's great that I can interact with a lot of you guys out there, and again, I want to get your guys' word out to Keith, because I feel like, hey, if you guys are going to be buying these figures and whatnot, then you guys deserve to have an input. And I want to do this actually more often, because I feel that as fans, you guys as fans, and if you guys can please, again, and I know a lot of YouTubers say it, if you can and spread the word on this and subscribe, I would really appreciate it, because I want to help you guys out as collectors, so you guys have a voice when it comes to third party. Because as far as I know, look, does Make Toys make toys do it? Does Fans Hobby do it? Does Fans Toys do it? Does I know Toy World isn't around, but or Zeta, but have they ever done it? Not really. None of them have, really, as far as I know. They'll put a post on a message board, like say at TFW 2005, would say, oh, hey, we got this release. And I know everybody will weigh in and whatnot, but do they really take it into account? And I want to just take that kind of thing a step further, right? And let you guys have a say. And that's why also on top of that, I am doing this show right now, so that you guys can have your input, so that this video will go back to Keith and say, this is what we think, this is what we would like you to do, and here are some ideas. So that's what I want to do for you guys. So that's why I hope you and subscribe and and all that jazz, because I want to constantly bring this news out to you. Pixelated Dreams: has the guy who pulled the lever to dump Hot Rod and Cup in the movie been done? No. The executioner? No. So I would like to push that. If you guys want more Quintessons, if you want it with electronics, without electronics, and it seems like the consensus is, let's leave electronics out, or maybe even keep it to a very minimum, then fine. Let them know that, because it's your dollars that you speak with, right? And I know, with talking with Keith over the past few years, he does have this energy, this fan joy as well, that he wants to try and do things that haven't been done in third party and try to make it the most awesome figure. And I know a lot of you have also mentioned, he really needs to keep hammering on QC. Please watch that QC, because you guys do enjoy these figures, but it's the QC and issues, and that's why I've been talking to him. Let's watch out for QC, because dollars speak, and you all know that out there. So Hot Rod, I appreciate the interaction and the updates. Hey, not a problem, dude. I do the best that I can, especially on this channel, right? Because I feel that you guys should have a voice. Killer Rabbit from Space, we appreciate you. You're an excellent host. I try. So most of you guys know that. So Antone, Runamuck as a Trans Am, so Keith could just take 2 Runamucks and paint one jet black and the other black and gray. Boom. There's your kit and car. Muck and Bout are 2 different cars. No, that's true, man. They are totally 2 different cars. So, but listen, I'm gonna end the chat now, and I tried to highlight every chat that came through. If you guys had questions, or if I didn't get to a particular question, I really, honest to God, I really do apologize to it. But if I did highlight it, then Keith will see it and Keith will know. And when he comes back from Chinese New Year, hey, I'm going to send him this video, and because I want him to see it, I want him to see your guys' chats, and your opinions and your thoughts and stuff like that, to really, honest to God, try to make this a better company, not just for him, but for you guys as well, because you guys are spending your hard-earned money, and and this kind of interaction should take place between third-party companies, because it's your dollar bills and you should have a say, right? So, Winrave, in regards to QC, aren't the joints used for Fast and Furious nylon? If that was a smart decision, as those were areas I fiddled with the most before getting the transformation done. I'm not sure, because I haven't got my Fast and Fury just yet. I know they're on the way, but I haven't the faintest idea. But see, now I have the comment up. Keith will know, and maybe, hopefully, I'll have I'll have an answer for you. Let's see, Anton Lewis, Killing Jar Quintesson. That was a scientist, right? Yep, it was. So the episode where they had inverted colors. Oh yeah, that's right. that was one scientist, but I'm talking about the Dweller in the Depths episode where you had the 2 different scientists. So that's what I'm talking about right there. Mantis Fist, great job, man. Thank you. Hey, not a problem. Like I said, if you guys can please just like and subscribe, and and spread this channel around, I would greatly appreciate it. And so as we're on a little over 3 hours, I got a customer that is waiting for me to open these doors, because I'm open on Saturdays between 12 and 4. Plus I gotta get to some character creations, because I'm talking with a guy that did a pitch to Eric July in Rippaverse, and if that gets accepted, I gotta get some character creations done for a comic book. Plus, on top of that, I gotta brush up on my comic book art as well, because I'm planning on doing a comic book. Stuff like that. Fans Hobby's definitely doing it. Yes, because I still got a little bit of good standing with Fans Hobby. I've talked to the guys over there. I don't trade anything that say Keith is doing to Fans Hobby, because that's not cool. I only suggested to them that, hey, do the masterpiece stuff. Nobody's doing that. Yeah, they're very transparent. They are. They very, very, very much are. So, they're good guys over there. So, but so to all you new guys, I very, very much appreciate you guys coming by, sticking around for especially like 3 hours at this point. going through all the pictures of MX-47 Ron Hyde. And you know what? On Tuesday, normally I don't do a Saturday show, but you know what? I wanted to get this information out to you guys and let you peruse over all the pictures and and notice all the little things there. And hey, why are there so many accessories? Because I do the research. I go through all the cartoons. I bring all the pictures to Keith, and it's like, okay, here's all the accessories of this, and this. And same with Ratchet. I'll do the same thing with Ratchet. If he sends me over pictures with Ratchet, I'm going to show you all the screenshots that I sent to him. Because I think it's important. I think it's fun. You should be a kid again. Misfits, Mantis Fists, blah, 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 blah. Any chance X-TRANSBOTS would do a weathered version of their Constructicons? I don't think so. I think he primarily just wants to get the youth versions out, the tune versions, and the G2 versions. I think that's what he's primarily focused on. Any kind of modding like that. Hey, if you got the skills and the talent, do it yourself. So, Canadian Spider-Man, transorganic creatures. You really want to go there? No, not yet. I'll save that for another day. So, trans. Oh God, yeah. Don't get me started. Okay, so guys, all of you new here, damn, we got like 23 people in the chat. Jeez, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So just to let you know, okay, for all you new guys, we have a Tuesday show, Titillating Tuesdays, which starts at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. And what we do is we start off with stupid news of the week. Hey, Rocco, how's it going, man? Hey, fellas and ladies. How's it going, man? Nice to see you here. So what we do, we're just kind of closing up. What we do here is on Titillating Tuesdays, we have a segment in the beginning just to loosen you guys up, where we have stupid news, where we go through all kinds of stupid stuff that's out there literally in the news. You will be shocked and you will quite possibly wet your pants, which is a good thing, because we just like to kind of make fun of all the kind of stupid stuff that's out there in society. Then we follow up with a news article that's going on maybe in TV or in comic books or in movies and stuff like that. God, we'll talk about Marvel and DC or any other kind of franchise. Dune is coming up. Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, Appion. Dude, how's it going, man? Nice to see you here. We go through everything. Doesn't matter if it's sci-fi, doesn't matter if it's superhero related, anything. We go through anything and everything. Plus on top of that, we close out the week with a Frantic Friday. We do the same kind of thing, and at the end of the show, we also have a funny kind of cartoon kind of show. Like last week, we were talking about why you should eat your veggies in the carotenoid empire. If you want to know what I'm talking about, check those episodes out. Yesterday and Friday, we were talking about why Will Wheaton is such a big man baby and why he is so traumatized over somebody basically beating up Elmo. It was, I kid you not, it was hilarious. And then on occasion, usually on a Thursday, because I'm such a busy guy, I'll just release a video of something that might be going on in there. And, like last week, or it was the week before, talking about, hey, in about 10 years, it becomes public domain for, say, Superman and Batman and all that kind of stuff, and several Marvel characters. So, you know what? Keep up on that kind of stuff. It's fun. Rocco the Brave. Yeah, go watch Tuesdays and Fridays. If you don't make it, rewatch. Mike and the boys crack me up. Thanks, Rocco. I appreciate it. And just to let you know, because this is such an awesome show that you want to take part in, we literally have a trauma team in a hospital in Texas that while they're operating on people, and I kid you not, while they're operating, they are listening to this show because, hey, let's face it, And again, thank you to Wendy Trauma Warrior and company that listened to the show. Hey, operating is stressful at times, and if I can do anything, and my guys to lighten up the mood, like Appion, that's here in the chat, and yeah, you know what? Like we said, Canadian Spider-Man. Yeah, I'll bring you on when we were talking to Doomcock's channel. I'll bring you on too, man. I swear to God, we have a fun time. Yesterday might have been the funniest show that we have ever done. I kid you not. So, but all of you, thank you very much for joining in this whole 3-hour chat. I really, really appreciate it. Penny, how's it going, Penny? It's my lucky penny. CRC, better late than never. Not a problem. So, yeah. Antone, thanks, man. Thanks for the live chat, man. Dude, you are awesome, man. And I always enjoy talking to you. And I'm kind of amazed that it went over 3 hours. So to all of you collectors outside, in the chat here, whether you saw the link in TFW 2005, or whether you caught this on Facebook, whether it was on the X-TRANSBOT Collectors channel, or the Transformers Masterpiece Addicts channel, or just if you caught it through Discord or Gilded or any other channel or something like that, or on my personal page. I really appreciate you guys coming in here. And dang, I'm just gonna say, you know what? With all of you guys showing up, and thank you. I am now at 899. I am one away from 900 people. Thank you, all of you, very much. I really, really appreciate it. A big thank you out to all of you. So, thank you, man. Thank you, all of you guys. And you know what? This video will go back to Keith, and he'll see all your comments, and and hopefully we can make collecting better for the community, for you guys out there. So, and you know what? And if you guys want to do this again, or if you're catching this on the rewind, drop a comment in the bottom, because like I said before, you guys are collectors. You guys are collecting these figures. It's your money that's going out there, and I believe that you guys out there should have a say. So I hope you enjoyed all the pictures of Ironhide, of the new X-TRANSBOTS MX-47 Ron. As soon as I have pictures in vehicle mode, then we'll do this again. I'll put it up for a live chat, because then that way it saves me time, just having to make a brand new video and just putting it out there, because it takes time to do editing, and we'll just do this live. And if it's better for everybody to just do this live, then we'll do it live, and I'll just show the pictures. And as people come, they can just hit it on the rewind and see all the pictures, and, we'll point out things and whatnot. So to everybody out there in the chat, it feels like a Minnesota goodbye, because I end up saying goodbye for another half an hour. All of you, thank you very much. Like Killer Rabbit says, good night and have a pleasant tomorrow. Well, it's morning, dude. So you're in Winnipeg, you know this, or it's actually afternoon now. I got to get to some video transfers for a customer. I really appreciate all of you coming by, and thank you for hitting the like button and for subscribing. And I really, really appreciate it. Canadian Spider-Man, yeah, thanks for the show. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, thank you very much. So to all of you out there, this is the Comic Relief Crusader. Have some fun with figures. Go play with your toys. Really, really appreciate you guys dropping up by here. And as soon as I have vehicle mode pictures, we'll do this again. And I'll post it everywhere so you guys can join in. So, and for all of you listening on Rumble, thank you also for joining in. Really, really appreciate it. And we will talk to you guys soon. Later.